open up the country so they can be farmers, they can be people that will provide for our country.
First of all, were you the one in Guinea? As we come to this very significant issue with Liberia and Guinea, days ago, our president and the Sierra Leonean president went there. But let's clear this off before we go to all the details. You posted this, Adam Mervyn Snow Jr. JMB Radio. He's in a military farm with military people and his AD camp behind him. There's a pistol there, even though it has AI info under it. Sir, did you know, or did you have reasons to know? First of all, were you the one? Do you manage your page, and were you the one who posted this?
Yes, I did.
Did you know, and did you have reason to know that it was a fake picture? It was an AI picture and not an actual picture?
If you see the post, you will see under the post that it's AI generated. So I didn't put it there without mentioning that. It's there. It's stated there.
Yeah.
So let me say this.
Why did you do it then?
Good question. Very good question. And I saw the whole UP army or other people came across and thought that it was the West Crumb in Liberia, which I don't think it was. I think, Julius, we've allowed the politics to take a hold of the better side of us as Liberians. I won't name the person, but for example, one of my colleagues in the Senate sent me that picture, along with another picture with me in uniform. I don't know if you ever saw that. So there was one with me, I think, holding a RPG or something like that in military uniform. Another one with me holding a Liberian flag, and then that one as well. So it was something like we were even joking about in the Senate chat room, laughing about it and all of that. And for me, I think it was just humor. It was just trying to de-escalate. We have had tension. We have been talking, all the different things that happened all during the holiday period. And for me, that was fun. But unfortunately, I forgot.
What people felt this was a serious issue. The president was traveling to another country. This is an issue that involves border, that involves military, and all those kinds of things. And so this is not information that is true, and people do not expect leaders to be posting this kind of information.
So, Julius, it depends on what side of the windows you are looking. Yes, the whole UP, pretty much, they are making outside to attack me, call me all sorts of names, all kind of description, which I don't mind. I live in a country where if Julius J gets on the radio today and becomes objective, he's labor. I mean, you're insulting. If someone who worked for thousands of dollars go to a restaurant and eat lobster, you're in trouble for eating lobster. If your sitting president goes and wear $1,000 sneakers, you get in trouble for it. So I live in a country that these things, depending on what side of the window you're looking, becomes offensive. And in my word, in my thinking, Gina, especially that it was labeled AI generated, it's not something I went and created. It's something that came out. And it had my own picture as well in you. I'm not a military man. I've never been a military man.
But you didn't post yours.
But so for example, Jesus, if that AI generated picture was the president of Liberia in the form of a bishop, then you say, you say, the man and bishop. And so what fun is it? But this is the commander-in-chief of our army. So someone put an AI picture, it's labeled AI for something that I think is just human that we all could laugh about. And it became war. It became just. I support Liberia's position, even though I'm a member of the ECOWAS Parliament, even though, and I won't give you the details, but even though I was one of the facilitators for the meeting that went in Sierra Leone, in Conakry, Guinea. I was one of those that worked behind the scene to get that meeting on board. And I'm still working behind the scene. There's an ECOWAS delegation that's been dispatched to the same Guinea because Guinea has problem also with Sierra Leone, the younger border. So there's a conflict there in Sierra Leone and then in Liberia as well. So there's a mission that has been dispatched to Guinea, and I know the role I play, and I know that I stand by my. This is not
given that you are a Liberian leader. Are you going to be part of that delegation?
No, I wouldn't be part of it. I'm aware of the delegation. They've exchanged note verbal. The ECOWAS not the parliament, but the ECOWAS mission went to Sierra Leone first. They inspected the areas. They sent out note verbal to Guinea. Guinea did not respond on time. They just did the response now. So we've now agreed that the mission will not just do the younger border, but it will do both the Liberian side and the Guinean side. And it will even come through Liberia. All right? And the idea, thanks to people in the executive. Again, because of my position, I won't go into detail, but they were very receptive to the ECOWAS team when I placed some calls for high-level conversation that brought the idea of the Conakry Summit. And the Conakry Summit was welcomed by ECOWAS, it's welcomed by the AU. We agreed that there are still some problems at the border, and
we'll come to these issues. But in hindsight, do you regret posting this, or you wish that you wouldn't have posted it?
No, Julius. No.
Julius, the information minister came down hard yesterday.
I don't expect anything less, Julius. You know, that same picture, if anybody else, even a senator from the other side posted that picture, it would have been fun. So I think it's more about the person who posted it than the picture itself. I mean, and you know, a lot of people say, oh, sorry, oh, this happened. These things, I laugh about it. I go on my Facebook page. Sometimes when I really want to entertain myself, I go on my Facebook page and read some of the comments and laugh about it. Because what's the motive? The president of Liberia is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Liberia. Somebody generated an AI picture. Especially a picture was sent to me by a rescue senator in the Senate chat room. We're laughing about it. And maybe because I elevated it on my page, it became a crime. But if anybody else had done the same thing, it would have been fun. We're all laughing about it.
Liberia Senate to have discussion. There are some people out there who are making case to the issue at the border. Can you just brief the public out there what brought the president to the Senate?
It's a working visit, and it took place upon the invitation of the Senate, not the legislature as a whole, or just the senators. And the president had to come because they invited him for a working visit. What happened was, when you invite the president for such, you have some things on your plate that you want to bring before the president. You also want to hear from the president on situations generally. So in the end, it becomes a kind of discussion all about the country, nothing personal, nothing of certain personal concerns, but to discuss the country. Yeah, so of course it's obvious that in those kinds of discussions, the most pressing issue is what is happening at the border. So yes, there were some inquiries about that, there were briefings, but they were far beyond that. It was generally to talk about the country.
Yeah, talking about far beyond that, obviously we know that that issue about the border will have come up, but is there any other thing that was also mentioned during this meeting?
So many different things that we can begin to point to one by one. Right, everything about the country, whether it's our developmental initiative, whether it's how we make the whole yellow machines that we brought in the country operational in a way that brings everybody on board, so that eventually you avoid conflict, because these machines are meant to be taken to the county. It will require collective work to ensure that it is properly utilized. So all of these different concerns were brought forth and discussed. But most importantly, it was a very successful meeting. The entire Senate, nearly the entire Senate was in full, with the exception of one person who wasn't here because he has some health issues. That's Senator Bill Twaway. But the rest of the 29 senators were all present. So it was a very good
To my end, Mr. Minister, we heard your deputy announcing about another meeting with the president on tomorrow at the September Pavilion. You care to tell us exactly what's going to be different from this meeting? We've learned that the lower house is also going to be part of that.
When did he announce that?
At the House of, at the Information Ministry.
When?
Today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we made a call to follow up on that.
So what I do know is initially there were plans for the president to address a joint session of the National Legislature, which would have brought together the House, the Senate, everybody at the Centennial Pavilion. But that address was changed in a way that it was done last night to the Liberian people generally and not to the joint session.
Have you received reports from the Board of Points between Liberia and Lofa, particularly Liberia and Guinea, particularly in Lofa County, for your district, that some locals packing their things to leave?
I'm not sure about that. I don't want to talk about border issue when I have not spoken to the relevant authorities. I'm the Minister of Information, true, but when I speak to security-related issues, I'm first briefed by the security actors. So I wouldn't want to go into something that I've not been briefed about. I don't want to talk about something. This meeting with the senator, I thought that should be a focus for now.
So, Minister, just tell us, my name is Mao from Liberian Investigator. Could you tell the Liberian people, everybody very concerned about the president visiting the Liberian?
When you're late. That first question was asked by you, man. We're not rewind a cassette because you came late.
It is easy today in Liberia that everybody country. I want to send my children to Rwanda. We always look for greener pastures. Let's create them here. You have everything here that is needed to build this country. Only if you change your mentality and decide to make this country what it should be, by making sure the resources of this country go into building this country for the betterment of our people. And so today we are here to commission a building, not just a building. I know those people who think about nothing in this country but from the hand to the mouth. They will ask, that school we will eat, that road we will eat, that yellow machine we will eat. Of course, you are going to eat all of those things. But we're talking about things that build this nation. Education, invest in World Bank partners. When you look in the back of the program, you have their support from the World Bank. There was a mentality in this country about the World Bank program. The people of the World Bank support people who are serious and mean business. And so this morning we had a very good meeting before we came here. We want to say to all of you, the purpose for which you come to this program is not just to sit there and look. When we have done our part, we tender over to you. Each of you has a responsibility the way this school is going to be run. The students that come here,
you're not from Lofa?
I'm from Lofa. I'm not Lofa.
I saw you in a video, and you convinced the people of Lofa County to vote for Joseph Boakai.
Yeah, we thought we've experienced 46 years in government, serving under Madam Salif. So before we go into the discussion, let me appreciate the people of this country, appreciate my supporters, the people of District Number 10.
No, you go and give it down to what?
Okay,
that is your, I don't know, nephew.
Well, I can tell you his condition. Wow. I had no close connection with him. I had close connection. Yes, in the past. Because we thought within ourselves, Mr. Boakai for his age, Mr. Boakai for the length of time he worked in government, Mr. Boakai for the time he worked on the Manasari for 12 years. We thought he could have made the difference.
How are your citizens in District Number 10? You've been out of the country for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, you know, my mother passed, I said to the people of this country. Yeah. You know we talk, man. You know you made your presence felt. Yeah. You know you made your presence felt.
We have a very rocky road at times.
That's what they call democracy. Yeah, democracy will be democracy. Yeah, and the relationship will always exist when our time passes.
How are your citizens?
They are doing very well. I came and met the district with some issues. We'll be going to identify with the Muslim community today by 4 o'clock. While away, I call them. We'll also identify with our people that were made homeless in district number 10, Peace Arts, man. We'll be going there maybe next week to make our presence felt, to identify with them. You know, they were made homeless. We all notice. You know, we think in our mind that was wrong. They are citizens of this country. Those are the people that made all the number to make Mr. Boakai, that is moving with number that he called age, president of this country. You know, we feel within ourselves what he did to the people was wrong and is wrong. So we'll go there and keep the courage, encourage him to say, this that will come and these are these.
So someone said to me from your district, they said it will be difficult to remove Yeke because Yeke knows time, when, where, how to intervene when it comes to the people of the district. And I'm hearing you talking about you're gonna, sympathize with the people, you're gonna do this and everything. It reminds me of what exactly you told me, how you engage the people of your district.
Yeah, Sekou, while away, there were a lot of incidents, there were a lot of situations in my district. While away, my office went there and make our presence felt. So this is something that the people know is a normal thing. But my salary is not.
Let's hold Representative Yeke Koluba right there and say good evening to all of you and welcome this evening to BKS TV and welcome to the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and bullets. My name is Junior Payne, your regular host of the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. The Heat Hour comes your way every Monday through Sunday beginning at 8 o'clock p.m. Liberia time till 12 or 10 o'clock p.m. Liberia time. We want to say welcome to all of you and welcome to the 19th of March 2026 edition of the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. Let me recognize Abraham G. Nyansi, the journalist. Welcome to the show this evening, little brother. The CEO is also in the back. We're going to bring him on very shortly. But we have a couple of videos here, a couple of them that we have to play for you at first. We can bring on all of the panelists on the show. But let's try to bring you a few updates across Liberia. And let me say good evening to those of you listening to us from your Butuo town, Electoral District 5, Nima County. Good evening and welcome to the show. And those of you listening to us from Tapeta City, Electoral District 6, Nima County, would like to say welcome. Those of you listening to us from Yekepa, Nima County, welcome. Those of you too also listening to us from Campley, Electoral District 3, Campley City, Nima County, would like to say welcome to the show. And those of you listening to us from San Nicole, Saint Being, Electoral District 2, Nima County, would like to say welcome. Those of you listening to us from Bounce City, Electoral District 7, would like to say welcome. And those of you listening to us from Seclay City, Nima County, Electoral District 7, would like to say welcome to the show. Those of you listening to us from Ganta, Gompa City, Nima County, would like to say welcome. I mean, Nima is blessed to have 9 cities. 2 of those cities are located in Electoral District 7, which is Bang and Seclay, located in Electoral District 7, which is the Sogia Statutory District. And we have Campley City, also located in Electoral District 3. We have San Nicole City, located in Electoral District 2. We have Ganta City, also known as Compa City, located in Electoral District 1. We also have Tapeta City. Sorry, Nima has 6 cities. So Tapeta make it 6, located in Electoral District 6, Nema County. But a lot of lawmakers on Nema, they are advocating so that their district too can have cities in them. I'm told that the people of Electoral District 4 are advocating for Garpley Town, which is the headquarters of Electoral District 4, to be recognized as a city within that area or within Nimma. I'm also told that the people of Electoral District 5 are also advocating for Butuo, which is the headquarters, to also be classified as a city in Nimma County. And Yekepa, a lot of people call Yekepa city, but when you check the geographical map of Nimma and Liberia, Yekepa is not a city. Yekepa is a town within Nimma. But with all of the concessions ongoing in that area, we expect Yekepa to be like one of those European cities and stuff like that. But I was told that during the days of Lamco, those of you who have heard the name Lamco, I was told that during the days of Lamco, if you reach Yekepa, it was like an American city like New York and all of those places. They said Yekepa was beautiful. The lighting, the streets, some of those buildings and stuff, they said it was great. All of the latest cars you could see in Monrovia, you would have seen all of them in Yekepa by then. But now Yekepa is owned to Ghost. I would say that because the place is way far dilapidated than we used to hear the name before. And then Sannicolay is doing pretty well in Nimma as we speak, with the lightings across the city. It's being a bit clean now. The city mayor is doing pretty well along with the county superintendent and her entourage, which is the county administration. They've been investing a little bit more in Sannicolay of late. They've been building structures in the area. I'm told of a few of them. And they have also been rehabilitating some of the government infrastructures in those areas, like the superintendent compound, like the Totman Hall, the one we call the City Hall in Sannicolay. They have also renovated that. They have, I think, the renovation of the superintendent office, the administrative building. I think they are also doing that too as well. I don't know what's the status of that, but I think they have gone at least 80% of the rehabilitation of those offices. The administrative building hosts a couple of government offices in the city. They have the superintendent office. They also have the police. I think one of them have an office in the compound there. You have Ministry of Lands and Mines also having an office there. You have the Breath Registry office also having an office there too as well. I think the city solicitor also have an office there too as well. And you have a couple of decentralized agencies within that area, ranging from registration, breath registration, citizen ID, and a couple of them. So we want to say kudos to the superintendent of Nimma, and kudos to the city mayor of Sannicolay, and the rest of the folks who are helping to keep Sannicolay clean. I'm told that the police, the police, the armed forces of Liberia, those that are stationed in Sannicolay, they have been doing pretty well when it comes to maintaining ordinance in the city. You don't see too much of violence anymore. You don't see people moving from one place to another beyond the late hours and all of that, except for people who are going to work and stuff. But the way we used to see the influx of young kids on the street coming from one club to another, I'm told these things are not happening again that much in Sannicolay. And we need that across the 6 cities in Nimma, if possible, in Liberia too as well. And that's it, man. Again, want to say welcome to all of you. Tell us in the comment section where you're watching us from, and let's be able to recognize you too as well. Let's bring you a few updates. Cyrus is in the back already. I'm told that Unico is currently in Tapeta. They will be doing their launching program. I don't have more details about that, but I mean their groundbreaking program for their projects, and that will be happening tomorrow in Tapeta City, Nima County. Let's bring you some updates across Liberia. The Minister of Public Works, Roland Giddings, has announced that community members across the country are widely applauding the ministry's ongoing efforts to clear outlets and restore critical access points. Speaking at the Ministry of Information, Minister Giddings expressed his satisfaction with the public acceptance of this intervention, noting that the ministry has encountered remarkably little hostility in the communities where it currently operates. The minister emphasized that the removal of illegal structures is a matter of public safety rather than just urban planning. He pointed out that individuals who chose to build on active roads or blocks, the rare access points of a community, create a dangerous environment. These unauthorized structures make it nearly impossible for emergency response team to reach those in need during a crisis. He said, issuing uh, issuing firm warning that such building will not be allowed to remain in place. Regarding the border infrastructure landscape, Minister Giddings narrated that the rehabilitating and repair of roads in central Liberia are underway. This includes major corridors and community roads throughout Montserrado County, with specific focus on the Chicken Soup Factory Road, the SPSKD Boulevard corridors, and the Bishop Michael Francis Road, among others. Beyond local repairs, the Minister Grading said the ministry is prioritizing the structure of roads that connect to coastal highway to bolster Liberia tourism sector. Mr. Giddings described these projects as a must for the ministry agenda to support this vision. He noted that plans are currently pending for the 30-kilometer road construction project from Mandina to Rabosport, which is expected to significantly attract tourists to the scene. The minister has sent further warning to citizens who have already received government compensation to vacate areas designated for projects on the right of way. He urged those individuals to leave the location, stating that the government will proceed with disseminating any infrastructure in those zones to ensure that development projects are not hindered by the habit of building in prohibited areas. We gave credit to Spawn TV for this report. We'll go for this break, and when we come back, we continue on with the updates across Liberia. 5 minutes, and after that, we'll bring on the panelists. Stay with us and keep listening.
My salary is to be used when our people are in the dire need to make our presence felt. They're not coming to bureau, my salary. The government got money in the budget. We're still looking forward to receiving the POP District number 10 development money. Before we close, before I left this country, Honorable Father asked me to do the communication to send for this.
You know Father friend?
Well, he's my colleague. So we have to be friendly when it comes to our job.
Are you guys good friends?
Well, I don't know in terms of what, but we are colleagues.
You have always been against the leadership.
Well, if the leadership is doing well, it will be for
Let's hold Representative Yeke Koluba there and say welcome back to the show. It's great to have you on here once again. Today, President Joseph Yuma Boyka officially commissioned a newly constructed senior secondary school in Magibi County, marking a significant step towards improving access to quality education in the area. This is from President George Manawia. We will discuss it on the show, but let's try to bring you other updates across the country. Councillor Tier 1 say Gonglu rise regarding the Liberia-Guinea border situation. And here is what he said in few words. Sovereignty must never be traded for minerals. The Makona River must unite us, not divide us. That's the headline of what he wrote today. We'll also be diving into that on the show here later on tonight. A devastating road accident in Nima County has claimed the lives of 2 individuals, while 3 others remain in critical condition at the Esther and Geraldine Hospital in Ganta. The incident took place late in the evening of March 18, 2026 at approximately 9 p.m. along the Nengbe Peng Highway near Senator Koga's farm. The collision involved a red pickup truck and a vehicle assigned to Executive Protection Service, EPS, identified by plate number 79. The EPS vehicle is reportedly linked to the motorcade of Vice President Jeremiah Kpankong. Authorities confirmed that 2 victims were pronounced dead at the Esther and Geraldine Medical Center. They have been identified as Anna Beyi, believed to be around 66 years old, and Joe Bantu, who was driving the pickup. Both were residents of Tapeta City in Lower Nima County. 3 other individuals who were traveling in the pickup sustained severe injuries and are currently receiving intensive medical care. The injured include Princess Xiamin, a 20-year-old pregnant woman, Tibor Gay, 34-year-old, and Elizabeth Say, 56, or are also residents of Tapeta. Reports indicate that 3 additional passengers in the pickup survived the crash without any injuries. Occupants of the EPS vehicle were taken to a nearby medical facility for treatment. However, officials have not yet disclosed how many people were inside the vehicle at the time of the accident. Families of the deceased have since identified their loved ones, while authorities continue to investigate the circumstances surrounding the crash. This is from America, the United States of America, and this is from Fox News, international news here. Fraud fight. The House passed a bill to make welfare fraud a deportable offense in a 231 and 1816 vote. Republicans say the legislation is necessary to ensure that non-citizens who steal taxpayer dollars are no longer eligible for immigration relief services or legal protection. Democratic lawmakers largely oppose the GOP author bill, arguing that non-citizens convicted of fraud are already eligible for deportation. Still on updates here, 34 minutes past 8 o'clock in Liberia, making it 26 minutes up to 9 o'clock. And we are still on updates here tonight. Let's bring you a few updates and we will go to Mr. Sam Saras Bali, who is also in the back here too as well. This is what President Joseph Boakai said today when he went to commission the modern school building project in Magibi County. They will see supported by World Bank and say it's World Bank project, but World Bank support people who are serious and mean business. Yeah, so he's saying, oh, people who can say, oh, the project now for the government in fact that a World Bank project, blah blah blah. You will see say this thing a World Bank project. Yes, indeed. But one thing you also need to know is that World Bank do not support people who are unserious. They support people who are serious and mean business. That was one of the things the president said today during his remark. He also said, I know those people who think about nothing in this country, but from hand to mouth will ask. If that school, we will eat. That road, we will eat. That yellow machine, we will eat. Of course. you are not going to eat all of those things. So the president was casually throwing jabs at other people today, and of course it was great when he spoke there too as well. But the police RG today went at the Solomon Port of Entry, and when he was there, he spoke to cross section of journalists, and he said some things there. He also held meetings with some of the residents of the Solomon Port of Entry. He held meeting with them, and a lot were said. But since Sam is in the back, we will bring him on. And of course, we try to get you some of those recordings as we start the conversation from there too as well tonight. Sam, good evening and welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
Jenny, it's great to be back. A lot to unpack tonight. We want to welcome our listeners and viewers around the globe. Let them know that we are here and we are here for business.
So, Sam, for the past 2 days now, you've been throwing some kind of little jab at Senator Melvin Snow, about the post he did on social media regarding the president. So the senator addressed our issue today. The senator said he was joking. But you're not taking it so serious, all of y'all going against him. In fact, he said there were some videos of him, his very self. There was some video of him where people created with AI, they did the same thing to him. So he thought it was like a joke. All of them were joking. And then you guys took it very personal against him. So I think, let me play you the recording. Then you can have your 1 cent or 2 cents to say. I don't know whether you would change your thought on that because you've been saying a lot of unserious people in the house. You mentioned the name Melvin Snow, Senator Melvin Snow, and all of that. So let's see if we can start a conversation from this evening. Welcome to the show, Chief.
Yes, let's see.
Okay, great. Let me play it for us.
Then we can have some conversation around it.
Significant issue with Liberia and Guinea. Days ago, our president and the Sierra Leonean president went there. But let's clear this off before we go to all the details. You posted this, Adam Melvin Snow Jr. JMB Radio. He's in a military farm with military people and his AD camp behind him. There's a pistol there, even though it has AI info under it. Sir, did you know? Or did you have reasons to know? First of all, were you the one? Do you manage your page? And were you the one who posted this?
Yes, I did.
Did you know? And did you have reason to know that it was a fake picture? It was an AI picture and not an actual picture?
If you see the post, you will see under the post that it's AI generated. So I didn't put it there without mentioning that. So it's there. It's stated there.
Yeah.
So let me say this.
Why did you do it then?
Good question. Very good question. And I saw the whole UP army or other people came across and thought that it was a West crime in Liberia, which I don't think it was. I think, Julius, we've allowed the politics to take a hold of the better side of us as Liberians. I won't name the person, but for example, one of my colleagues in the Senate sent me that picture, along with another picture with me in uniform. I don't know if you ever saw that. So there was one with me, I think, holding a RPG or something like that in military uniform. Another one with me holding a Liberian flag, and then that one as well. So it was something like we were even joking about in the Senate chat room, laughing about it and all of that. And for me, I think it was just humor. It was just trying to de-escalate. We have had tension. We have been talking, all the different things that happened all during the holiday period. And for me, that was fun. But unfortunately, I forgot.
What people felt this was a serious issue. The president was traveling to another country. This is an issue that involves border, that involves military, and all those kinds of things. And so this is not information that is true, and people do not expect leaders to be posting this kind of information.
So, Julius, it depends on what side of the windows you are looking. Yes, the whole UP, pretty much, the army came outside to attack me. call me all sort of names, all kind of description, which I don't mind. I live in a country where if Judah J gets on the radio today and becomes objective, he's labor. I mean, you're insulting. If someone who worked for thousands of dollars go to a restaurant and eat lobster, you're in trouble for eating lobster. If your sitting president goes and wear $1,000 sneakers, you get in trouble for it. So I live in a country that these things, depending on what side of the window you look in, becomes offensive. And in my word, in my thinking, Jada, especially that it was labeled AI generated, it's not something I went and created. It's something that came out. And it had my own picture as well in you. I'm not a military man. I've never been a military man.
But you didn't post yours.
But okay, so for example, Jada, if that AI generated picture was the president of Liberia in the form of a bishop, then you say, you say, you know the man and bishop. And so what fun is it? But this is commander-in-chief of our army. So someone put an AI picture, it's labeled AI for something that I think is just human that we all could laugh about. And it became war. It became just. I support Liberia's position, even though I'm a member of the ECOWAS Parliament, even though, and I won't give you the details, but even though I was one of the facilitators for the meeting that went in Sierra Leone, in Conakry, Guinea. I was one of those that worked behind the scene to get that meeting on board. And I'm still working behind the scene. There's an ECOWAS delegation that's been dispatched to the same Guinea because Guinea has problem also with Sierra Leone, the youngest border. So there's a conflict there in Sierra Leone and then in Liberia as well. So there's a mission that has been dispatched to Guinea, and I know the role I play, and I know that I stand by my. This is not
given that you are a Liberian leader. Are you going to be part of that delegation?
No, I wouldn't be part of it. I'm aware of the delegation. They've exchanged note verbal. The ECOWAS not the parliament, but the ECOWAS mission went to Sierra Leone.
So no say you came after him. You started attacking him for something which you was just joking about. Joviously just posting the president with a little pistol on his side. He said, oh, JMB getting ready. And y'all came after him, started attacking him, and started calling him names and all of that. And he also said some basic, he tried to say something that he's living in a country where when they see someone who is working for $1,000 wearing pretty shoes, they complain about it. When they see someone who is working for $1,000, eating lobster at a restaurant, they have something to say about it. So, that's Liberian people for you there. But Sam, what say you after you listen to the clarity that Senator Snow made?
Jim, listen, I am not a member of the Unity Party. To be honest, I am independent candidates on this show. But again, I still maintain my position. Edwin Snow, whether he call it joke, he call it whatever name he gives to what he did, it was wrong. It's a disgrace to Liberia. We in an event where our country destiny is at stake, we need leaders who go together and say, what can we do? That's why we need this leader. Liberia has experienced war. Snow himself was part of the war. He experienced it. So when these things are coming, as an experienced man who has experienced war, he's advised the president. He would have even come out to advise the president, what can we do? He's the head of the Security Council or Security something with ECOWAS representing Liberia as well. What you would have done is to call meeting, emergency meeting with the Senate or the House of Representatives. Let them sit down together and discuss the way forward. This is not about politics. This is not about UP. His behavior was out of order. It was ordinary, just stupid. And I can say that for real. That's not a time that we joke. Junior, the case of Lofat, were challenging our man. What if this guy were going to be firing all over the place? You know how many dead bodies by this time we're going to be collecting, Liberia going to be collecting and burying them? It was a serious situation. But I believe that the Guinean soldier was a little bit cultured because even though they fired one other guy for, but what I saw that day, it was something that it was crazy to watch. Young men without arms going against people with arms in their hands, and they got cutlasses. What those things can do? Nothing, absolutely. So it would have been a disaster for the country. By this time, we may be burying somebody in numbers. But I thank God that those four were not able to fire that day. But Snow, who that nonsense story talking about, it was the people went after me. Is your UP? They're not UP thing here, Junior. It's a country. And now UP may I go after him. This is the time we want to see serious leaders. Now, foolish man come sit down, you see, eating money in the Senate, then you come do AI generator thing. That's the AI time here. Oh, it's Liberia is at stake. Our country is at stake. It's a time to be serious. There's time to joke, and there's time to be serious. In the book of Ecclesiastes says there's time to die, and there's time to lay, there's time to bone. There is time to joke, and there is time to be serious. Leaders must be able to exemplify leadership in times of the emergency situation like this. You can't sit down nonsense talking on trying to justify what thing. Even if I were around here, I would just say the same thing I'm saying. Junior, I don't care. Liberia is for all of us. People who are enjoying, they must be able to behave themselves. Otherwise, they will get it from us. We're not there, but they will get it from us. That's all I can say.
Thank you. I agree with you. Some way, somehow, I would partly agree with you. And after listening to him again, I also will agree with what he said. He said, it was a joke that was meant to de-escalate the issue. We were all serious on the social media. We are calling on the president to take action. People are there. Some people are speaking like they are demanding for certain things to happen. So he tried to crack a joke, to sway the minds of social media users in Liberia to forget the issue and try to be a little bit jovial. But again, nowadays, the image we post, we got to be really, really careful of the things we post. It's difficult for even people, let me say the illiterate people, to identify which other image is AI generated or which one is a real image. So let's say maybe the commander of Yiding didn't know these things. Maybe you don't know how to distinguish between AI generated picture and that of a real picture, and seeing that picture where the president have gone on him, and that same day the president was en route to Guinea. I think that would have not been a good sign for our president, because if that picture would have been taken to the president of Guinea in Conakry, and then he sees it, and then you hear that Liberia president is coming to visit you, he might think somehow different. So I don't think it was a good image that was posted out there. But here is the other thing I want to say. I think the LTA has a lot of work to do, especially with Liberia. The things we post, the way things are being handled in our country, and especially in the digital world that we live in right now, AI is taking over our global village gradually. The LTA has to work with these social media platform, that when you post certain image, it will be under that image AI generated. I'm sure other countries do that. For example, if you see some contents from America, you realize that under that content, you will see the AI generated. So it will clearly show that this picture was AI generated. So just in case tomorrow there is any there's any escalation into the situation, people can use that as evidences. But I think there where we have a challenge, we need to work on it. And coming from a statement like Edwin Melvin Snow that has followers, that has supporters, if people start to see those things on social media, on his personal page, it becomes concerning, it becomes worrisome, and it becomes terrible. So I believe that he learned his lesson, and moving forward, maybe he wouldn't do such a thing again. I want to welcome all of you to the show. Siawete Zogia Tua, good evening. Welcome to the show, big brother. Genesis Gbemi, my friend and brother, welcome to the show this evening. Today, the police IG of Liberia, Colonel Gregory Coleman, he visited Lofa County, Foya District, at the Sonoma Port of Entry, and he spoke with journalists. He also held town hall meetings with the citizens of that area, calling for calm, calling for peaceful coexistence and all of that. And I want to play the recording from him, and we can have our 1 or 2 cents on the issue as we continue the show here tonight. 9 minutes up to 10 o'clock in Liberia, making it 51 minutes past 8 o'clock to us. Well, but like I said, welcome to all of you, those of you listening to us via radio, and those of you too also listening to us via Facebook and YouTube. We want to say welcome to the show here this evening. My name is Junior Bang, and I'm here alongside Mr. Sam Cyrus Balia. Together, we are bringing you the March 19, 2026 edition of the Heat Hour program here on BKS TV. Still with us as we go to Colonel Gregory Coleman during his both interviews today with journalists and that of his town hall meeting that he held with citizens of the Foya district in Lofa County.
So some people are saying that the police is responsible for internal security, and they will feel more comfortable with their seeing the AFL because they don't know the difference. The uniform that the Guineans are wearing over there.
The AFL is here. The AFL is here. The AFL is here. So let me just say, since I keep saying the joint security is present and you want this particular word, yes, the armed forces of Liberia is present here.
Honorable Aji, my name is Aisha Iba and I report for Liberia TV. One key issue that is coming from the citizens of this town is the issue of the Guinean forces crossing the water and coming on the soil of Liberia to station.
Well, I mean, that is why we're here. And that's an open secret because they are visible on the Liberian soil. But at this point in time, diplomacy is the best approach, and that is what is ongoing. I ask each and everyone who trusts in this government. It's a very responsible government who has great recognition internationally, and not just the recognition, but respect from the level of tactical statesmanship that runs this current administration. So I am confident, and I would like to share that confidence with that this issue. I can't for anything that we will be engaged with. What will diplomatically resolve.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us, sir.
The Mumanda wando Flandia town, Kauninka. Mema wana kakende, Kachibe, Twala Jono, Mawana kakende. Prema Dinia, Chiwana and Atani. Go, at it.
By July, we start the recruitment will begin to go forward and the country. At number will tell what don't be. We look at how many officers right now we need over 5,000 officers. We can't train 5,000 in 1,000. So this year I will be probably for
1, 2.
The first 1,000.
Thanks for joining us. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Then the other 600. This will be even possible. Yes, I should guarantee you all. People will.
Let me so on back. Going to the two almost a evening. Madina in, and I want to make a Unanka. Not many Munya Unanka. Since I are in the bed, you village. That's our enemy. Then you do. Madina Machayen. You can't say, I think I want a warm bed. I put on down single and banda. I trade. So, Medelam. Atuwanda twa kewana Kenya achi twala jonda mananka ngamba wana bere ya pepe ja. So we take one for the youth, the women, and the youth. He just spoke of the women. Yeah, wala so much. Oh, manjula.
Well. Let's hold Conor Gregory Coleman there, and let's welcome all of you back to the show here this evening. A lot of things have been happening of late across Liberia. Today, the House of Representatives had their session, as always, a regular Thursday and Tuesday session. So today was Thursday session. But Sam, you listened to Conor Gregory Coleman there, speaking to the citizens of that area. Basically, he was calling for crime in the region, and the information that have been circulating around that AFL personnel are not stationed at the port of entry. During one of his interviews today with a journalist, he said the armed forces of Liberia have been there, and they are also at the border. But I think we've been discussing this issue now, and as we speak, journalists are not really given access that much again at the port of entry because of the security's implication, the kind of information that are going across the social media, how some of these news have been paraphrased in people's own word and all of that. So they are actually taking caution as to who is going to the borderline and for what reason they are going there for before they give you permission. And one thing that I also listened to from him today was apparently the situation is not the way it's being portrayed on the social media. And I wanted to speak to that, but let's welcome the guru himself, Mr. Alvin Sekas Sr.
Remember, give me title again. When you see, give me title, then he rapping me. Be honest, I'm smart, rapping me. When a man get in trouble, when I try to discipline from the bad, I think he can and start giving me all the sweet. Yeah, but overall, I think it has been good. It's good being back here again. I want to say thanks to all our ardent followers. They've been with us, and we say thanks to all of them for following. Big shout out to Ndana himself. He has always been here holding the ground, even though when we are not here, he's always here. So I want to say thanks to him. Again, it's great. Like you said, a lot of things have been happening, but as time goes by, you can see that things are, going to the places where they started answering things themselves. For example, we had Edwin Snow, like you said, the Snow on OKFM. He tried to explain himself as to why he posted an AI video. He tried to justify, but the optics were bad. I don't think it was a good call from him. It was a mistake in judgment there from my part, from my end. But yeah, it's great to be back. I know you got all the lineup here. We will try to. I think most of our news came from Lofa today. We stay there, discuss what happened in Lofa, and also my that's a Unico. Sam, you're Unico. UNICO delegation is in Liberia as we speak. My brother George Flomo is there, the project director. I think that's his title. Yeah, project director, with the president Sam G and other delegates, other people from around from around Minnesota that they are in Liberia today. Our team has been following them. Our team is on the trip with them there, carrying everything live. Today they were inspecting. What building were they inspecting today? You know the name for that? Sam, you are muted.
Are you talking about the building in Ganta?
Yeah, the one they inspected today in Ganta, yeah.
They call it Women Empowerment Center.
Yeah, the Women Empowerment Center. It was inspected today. A lot of people were there. I enjoyed the old man speaking a little Gio and Mano. There was one old man that said she came to this country since 1986, and she spoke in Gio and Mana, but you could tell that she was struggling. I mean, it feels good to see people going back. And then they are going to. They said they got another project, $250,000 project worth of value. They will be inspecting that too, and then they'll be doing a groundbreaking ceremony in Tapeta tomorrow. That BKS TV is going to be live, and we'll be carrying that live as well. So a lot of things happening. I know the UNICO UNICO Nazi, but I think it is great. I'll stop here for now before I get into UNICO election.
Thank you. So I know I have no fish to fry in UNICO election, but here is it though. Let me drop the big bomb.
No, you said my man start right there. You say you got no fish to fry. You can't get inside. You just even.
No, I'm not discussing the election. I don't know who they want to vote for. That's their business. But the big bomb I got is that 99% of UNICO projects in NIMA is not community driven. It's not something that people want. And I wanted to wait for tomorrow groundbreaking ceremony before we discuss that. I don't think UNICO is helping the people. When I saw the project from Ganta, they spoke of women empowerment. I mean, who will sustain that project? What is the sustainability plan? I'm speaking directly to Sam here tonight. Who is going to sustain that? You guys will go to Liberia, you tell the woman who will teach you how to make soap and all of that. All day you're teaching the women how to make soap. After that, what next?
But man, UNICO, you got me go after them and go after you. UNICO don't play.
Let me stop. We gotta wait till they're looking at me.
Let's see what I
That's so welcome. How you doing, Chief?
Interesting.
So let me stop there. DK, let's hear you, then we'll go to Sam.
I have a limited comment on what you said because you don't know nothing about UNICO. So I will not speak to that because you don't know how the project came about.
Yeah, and you know, folks in Redland, you know
who
what
all
DK
dream about that project. So
you know what, folks, you know what DK is having limited comment about that project? DK is an executive of UNICO. An executive.
I'm a former executive. Okay.
I didn't want to say that one. Okay, DK resigned.
Yeah, I'm a former executive. So like I said, I don't want to make a lot of comment on it for now because why you talking about UNICO, you don't know about.
For the election.
No.
You won't be on the ballot?
No.
Okay, that's a breaking news. I think I have to write something about it. Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
So
let's hear you.
That's somebody then speak to that. So you don't know what you're talking about. So you just say on your platform and just say anything. So no, I don't respond to you at all. You can want to throw bomb so that people will say so. There are some things when you bring, I can just say no.
They're funny, right? Your own cat or your baby tiger that you been feeding that get beat. You can be tear against you. Can be evil.
No, sometimes the way John might be right. When we used to have NGO after our war in Liberia, they used to just come in the community to choose. But yeah, I said, some of the John example is the people can just come with hand pump. So John argument is okay, better we'll draw our water from the creek in Butuo than no people breaking hand pump. And so to speak to that UNICO project the way that women empowerment project, the way he's speaking, anybody that hear him for the first time, they will be laughing. Because that project, the former Nima County superintendent and the UNICO women in the diaspora were involved. So that project, you know the cost of that project?
DJ, that about the cause. We got
Yeah,
so
so
many
no, the first thing I want you, even EULA, the Liberian Association in America, the entire Liberian Association in America, they are photocopying from UNICO.
So DJ, my question
There's no
was
country-based organization. No, Gion, you said the project was not people-centered. UNICO
That's what I'm
Minnesota
saying.
even built school. Listen now, Gion,
So
the UNICO Minnesota
listen,
even built school for that
DJ,
community.
when I say people
So building
center,
school,
I come in.
Gion, school is not people-centered as well. School is not people-centered.
We have a lot of school in Liberia. This is the mistake that we continue making.
What, Gion, what are you talking about?
Do you know how many schools?
Gion, you know how far, Gion, hold on. You know how far is Domapa to Ganta? To build school in Domapa for the kids in Domapa? And you say you got many schools in Liberia?
Yeah, let me make my point here. We have so many schools in Liberia. You see, we mix direct resources and we say, oh, this place is far away from this other place. So we carrying infrastructure there, especially with schools. Everybody building schools. And the only thing they will tell you is this place is far away from this other place. So we're building school here. But you know what they're not doing? They are not empowering those that are supposed to go and teach them. We still get the old ways of teaching where folks will go and use chalk to teach on a board. Why not equip the one that is closer to that one? And then we can move forward like other countries are doing. An example is Ivory Coast, DK. You know more about Ivory Coast. In Ivory Coast, the students there, they don't determine where they will go to school once they enter in senior high. Your name will drop to any other province. And when you go in there, the government will take responsibility of that. But you people as organization that we expect to start digitalizing Liberia schools, you don't do it, you go to build a beautiful infrastructure. And after that, you say the community is not catering to this thing. The community will build this thing for the community not doing anything about it.
So
blah, blah, blah.
let me know that. I know maybe Sam then will come here. Do you know what UNICO is?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who funded UNICO?
Yeah, I know few. I know how they get some of the funding, but I don't know where all the fundings are coming from. I'm told that members fund that. They pay dues, they pay taxes, and those taxes goes to funding. I'm also told that there are some organization, some humanitarian organization that also help to fund that when they write them.
So do you know they are not required to do what they are doing while they are just citizens from the place who came to this country? Some people are retired. They are using their retirement funds to contribute to give back to Liberia in a weak way. So when you start putting the responsibilities of the government, of local leaders and other people on someone who's just trying to help out, to augment, to buttress the effort of the government and local leaders and stuff, when you start criticizing them.
Yeah, so see what I said, maybe it was not people-centered. They didn't bring those people on board to ask them, what are your needs right now? Because if it was so, I believe that there would have been different suggestions than school, than that women empowerment center they have there. It would have gone to something very, very cardinal that the people need.
So what do you think the women empowerment center should have gone to us?
I'm not making recommendation to them. I'm not making a recommendation to them.
So what they did was before the Undertake project, they work with the local leaders in Liberia. They work with the superintendent. They go to do feasibility studies. I'm not part of UNICO again. I'm not speaking for them, but I have good friends who are at the head of UNICO. So they'll go there and go ask the people what they need, what they want, And then they will come back here. They got a whole board. They reached out to that board. People got plans. They got a lot of astute people in UNICO who do a lot of work in Liberia. So they don't just go and grab any project to do. Before they do any project, before they want to take any project, something that they study, they do feasibility study of before they do it. That women empowerment project there's no way you will say it's not people centered. Listen to the name, women empowerment.
So that's why I asked now. After you've teach those women how to make soap, maybe how to tailor clothes and all of that, what next?
So it becomes self-sustained, something similar to our radio station with Buto, right? You see? So when there are some project you do, and then the project, the people that leave from those institutions go out there and then go fish for themselves. And then they turn around, you fund the project, you maintain the project with upkeep, security, maintenance, and all the stuff from the revenue that you will generate from that project.
So here is the reality.
Full disclosure, I don't know much about this project, but that's exactly how this project goes. But we got Sam here though. Sam is a unique man. So that's
okay. Sam will speak to that. But here is my point of view on the issue, right? A lot of soap making institutions in our country, these micro businesses, they don't generate anything. Everything that we do in our country, we import them. The soap we're making, we import it. Everything we're doing, we import it. So how many of those women, that's why I asked, after the soap making training or the tailoring training, what next? How many of them have money to establish their own little shop to start making soap? Will UNICO fund them to get them started moving forward? Or will they just be like every other mothers in Liberia that say, I know how to make soap, but I don't have the money to do it? This is my concern. Teaching the people is not a thing, but how do they go about to make the money now is the problem. I know people, I know institutions that have been built that some of these people, they were, even, I know a school in Senegal that the lady used to fund them and everything. Girl Power Africa. They used to fund them after they teach them how to make the soap. They would give them some money to get started. After a few times, those same mothers, some of them would come back and say, the project was good. I received the money, yes, but I couldn't sustain the business.
Oh, but no, before Sarah's coming there, I can't help her if you have questions. But before, if you say that, though, that's disservice to the people. So it's almost like someone saying, you don't go to school. You go to school, when you get your education, then you sit down, you say, you know what, I went to school, but I didn't get the job.
They're not sitting, they are funding the job, but they're not getting it.
Yeah, so Liberia, how many college graduates from Liberia get job? Not everybody that comes out get job, right? So do people in Liberia start going to school?
You get into my point now.
No, people in Liberia, do they stop going to school?
No, they don't. People go to school with the hope. But after graduation, nothing is there. So that's why I asked the question, what next?
Yeah. So Sam, come in here, give her your 2 cents on the UNICO project if you have any. I know you do, man. You are a strong UNICO.
Yeah, Sam, speak to us on this issue.
So let's take it step by step.
There you go. Yeah.
Commentary to the border.
The man goes straight to Lufa. Okay.
So Sam, I beg you, that will be a whole another conversation. Let's not.
No, it was the first conversation. You switch it to UNICO. So let's take it.
Okay, let's stay on the UNICO.
No. You can't tell me how to do my stuff. Let me take my step. I'll get you a UNICO answer later.
Okay, great. So let's hear you from Connect.
Thank you, Chief.
Go ahead.
So commentary to Lofa was great. I like the way he calmed the people down, and he told them point blank, AFX is there. The problem with Liberia, because of no job, cell phone journalists, with no disrespect to them, I think we got too much cell phone journalists in the country, and anybody who got smartphone can just become journalists and just do anything they want to do. I think that's one of the problems that is Liberia has to deal with, that is facing right now. So a lot of people go, and this English that they speak is like my own English is not adding up. So they go and put all these nonsense on Facebook. We're talking about a serious situation. Our country is at stake. So people are giving misinformation and disinformation. So I think the government is taking the right decision to say, you know what? You remember the Guinean soldiers said, no, they don't want to speak to journalists anymore. Because how many journalists in Liberia to that border? Everybody wants to go to that border. You know, so it's concerning. And from day one, I can tell you from security standpoint, we don't want to reveal those information, but AFL has been there. People were saying AFL cannot to that place, AFL. They're not going to go and say, yeah, we are AFL, we are here. And especially when we are in a dialogue move, we're not going to go reveal where our soldiers are, what they have there, what they don't. But the second day, I saw somebody, one of the journalists went there, AFL right there, but they just don't want to be visible to cause too much for the situation to escalate. But AFL has been there from day one. Okay. So I want to tell the police RG, thank you for the trip. That's the way it's supposed to be. Calm our citizens down. Liberia is at stake, but we shouldn't be going all over the place. So let's go to Unico quickly here. Junior, let's take it step by step. Women Empowerment Center, what that word really mean. Junior, our girls in Liberia, many of them don't have the opportunity. Some of them are grown up. Those who are going to the age of 18, 19, 24, they can't go to high school anymore. They don't have any career. Those folks, UNICO has created the opportunity for them to be able to empower themselves. What I mean, that building is a big building, Junior. There will be a tailoring, there will be tie-dyeing, there will be all kinds of different trade that they will learn. When they learn those trade, Junior, it led with you. It's like you're going to school. When you go to school, when you come from school, ain't nobody going to hold your hand and say, yeah, Joy here. You got to go look for a job for yourself, Junior. So UNICO is trying to provide them with the opportunity to go and learn. Those who will be serious, let me use that word again and press on it. Those who will be serious will get from there and go get a better thing and do it for themselves for life. But
so do you think you will be a success for UNICO after you graduated, maybe 150 women, and after that you just see like 2 persons having a job?
Well, it's not about having a job, it's a trade school. Okay. When you leave,
when I say having a job, it could be self-employed, it could
exactly. You didn't go, that's why you
with someone and all of that.
Exactly. You need to focus is you go there, learn your trade, you go tie-dye, you go whatever you can do. You can go and empower yourself somehow, some way. You learn it. Even if you can go and work for other people, there's always a benefit. But it's great to have those things done. There are a lot of people, instead of sleeping around with 100.
Were you part of the decision to carry that Women Empowerment Center to Ghana?
No, I wasn't. But
do you support it?
I support it.
You support the idea. Give us your reasons why.
The reason is the reason is simple. Our girls who are 24 years of age, 25 years of age, whatever years of age that they were not able to make it in high school, we are giving them the opportunity to go and sit down and learn something new. Instead of sleeping with 4, 5, 7 men to support themselves, to say, I get GOPA. No, I would say it's common thing in Liberia. You say, I get GOPA, I get this, I get a motorboat boyfriend, I got a taxi driver boyfriend, I got tailor boyfriend, all of these different boyfriends, we want to empower them. Instead of those who will be, again, those who will go and graduate and be serious, they will support themselves.
Will the center education be free?
Huh?
Will the center education be
Yes, everything there will be free, totally free. That's why we say Women Empowerment Center. All they have
great?
to
So
do.
let me lay it this way. A 24-year-old who is living in Lubain, she has no means of income. She has no funding and all of that. You
Right.
are trying to help her to give her something that she can sustain herself with.
Definitely.
Now, after she have gone to that place, learn the tie-dyeing, learn the tailoring, learn the soap making, what next?
What next? You go out
Looking
there.
at the current
Junior, you go out there. You go out there and look for a job. We're not going to give you money to go. UNINCO is not. Let's say it this way. UNINCO is a non-for-profit organization. They get their funding through men's and women contribution to the organization, and all we're doing. We are not millionaire organization, but we try to help our people. Those who will go there and finish it, they can go around. They will see people. There are companies coming to Liberia. They can link with them and find something to do. There will be also catering. There will also be how do you call this thing? There's another program I'm forgetting. Guest service, hotel guest service,
hotel management.
Yeah, guest service, restaurants, all kinds of different customer service will also be there. So, if you live from there, you can go to a restaurant. They might be able to hire you, and you can work there. So there are a lot of services the Women Empowerment Center will provide for our people.
I agree with you, Sam. The programs are good. The intention is very good. But I'm speaking from experience and how we've seen other NGOs operating in Liberia. If you've ever heard about this NGO, Girl Power Africa.
Yeah.
Girl Power Africa was owned by one, I think Dr. Wunkeyo or something like that. His wife is from the States there. What they have been doing is that they've been helping other women too and children who are going to school, especially girls.
Right.
But now, one of the major things that have been their challenge so far is the job market in Liberia is not offering the people the job.
Okay.
A lot of women have learned all of those things you say in our country, but there is no entity that can employ them. They themselves, they are not financially dependent to say they will self-employ themselves. They will open somewhere to be there. After learning the tailoring, where do you get the $250 or $300 from to go and buy the tailoring machine for yourself? It becomes a problem for those women.
Right.
If who have recommended to UNINCO, that's why I say I don't know whether this was people-centered project. You could collaborate.
So, Junior, where you going on with this conversation is interesting. Listen, in as much as we say we are in a poor country, it doesn't mean that because someone provide help for you, this also give you money to go in and do stuff.
So fine, this is where I was coming from. Let me finish. Let me finish. Then you can come in. If Aqua recommended to UNINCO, right? You got over 5 to 6 catering schools in Ganta. And those schools, they have graduated over thousands of women from there. These women are not working. The money you come and take to go build another school to add to the jobless women then, you could have helped collaborate with those existing institutions that are already there. And at least tell those people that when you graduate from here, we will be able to buy you your machine. And then you can start from there. You will pay us back within the next 1 year or 6 months. But you come and carry another school again. I'm telling you for sure, you will see people going to that school with the hope that when we graduate from here, we will go and get something somewhere to do. Frustrating it, and unfortunately, after graduation, the job market in Liberia is not ready for them.
So
And that will not stop us from obtaining the education we want. That's why I was asking. If I know it is not a job of UNICO, but if you want to help, you do a feasibility study.
So,
and if the
Junior,
feasibility study was done, I think you guys did absolutely wrong feasibility study. You were
So,
thinking
Junior,
on the whole mentality that we will give these people the training and they will go out there to get the job. One day they will get the job. That's the kind of mentality you had in the feasibility study. But you didn't go around to know how many people have done this thing currently in this place and they are not working, they are not self-employed. Did you ask yourself this question? If you did.
So, Junior,
Mhm.
the catering schools that you mentioned, do they pay school fees?
No, some of them are free. Some they are paying school fees.
I'm not sure of any catering school in Liberia that is totally free, that someone just go there and sit down there and live from there. Maybe you could show me one. I'll send my daughter there. But
Some
what
are
I
free.
but what I
I know of Vicky in Ganta that is free. The Vicky Catering Center is free.
no.
They
So
focus
what
mainly on
what
catering.
is your definition of free?
You go there, you learn. They give you the training, and after that, you go find place.
No, that's not true. People who go to Vicky school, they come and work for Vicky for 13 months before
And,
they
and,
release
and,
them.
and another place. Let me give you another one again in Sanicole. You have I think the Girl Power Africa a empowerment center where they focus mainly on baking, catering, soap making, and stuff like that, and it's absolutely free. And you
Sure.
know what they do for them too? After graduation, if you did baking, they will give you a bag of flour with at least half bag of sugar with oil. They tell you go start.
Okay.
But you know what? It can't carry it anywhere.
You can't carry it anywhere.
Yeah. In 2 months,
So,
they come out
so
and say,
Junior, let's say this. Let's quickly try
material.
to put this stuff on red. So understand this though. The reason we go to school, why it's true that someone want to help us. The reason they give us grants to go to school for you to come from there and learn something and go look for your own thing. So that it's not everything that someone will give you. Someone have already impact knowledge. All you have to do, go on a hunting. Where you are in Rwanda, when you come from there, Rwanda will not say, okay, Junior, since you went to school here, we'll give you a job here. You yourself gotta go do your application and stuff. It led with these folks to go and benefit themselves with what they have learned. Those who will be serious and not Jesus said, not all those that say unto you, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but those who will do the will of my Father. In other words, and not everybody that go to that school will get a job, but folks who will come from, some of them will come from there and they get a job and they be valuable in society. And not every student that go to school get a job.
I agree with you.
Come from school, they don't get a job. So those who will be serious, those who have the opportunity, UNICO position is not to go give you money to go start yourself. So this is how it is. If they like it, they don't like it, they just forget about it and go home.
Problem is
UNICO is not forcing anybody to go to that school. You go there at your own will. If you want to learn, you learn. We build it. Those who would want to take advantage of it, they take advantage. UNICO is not dispersing money to people. Let's move forward.
No. I'm not saying UNICO should disperse money to people. My only point here is that whether there was a feasibility study, and if yes,
people will not just go and do stuff and put a heavy building down. There were a lot of ex-government officials and current officials at the time, maybe I would say, they were part of this groundbreaking ceremony. I think they endorsed the idea and they say it was good. The one that I can't speak to at this point is the one that was done in Tapeta. They said they were going to do it 250,000. That one, I don't know anything about it. I'm just hearing it. Maybe I'm not in the UNICO top leadership at this point. Those that are in top leadership making those decisions, I don't know what that one will be for, but we will learn about it a little bit later.
So I think they got 2 projects The one that they saw today, and then they have another one I believe is supposed to check tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the one interpreter is just groundbreaking.
Well, it's a good thing, you know, the money, if the money is there, we can do those things. But you know,
I mean, for me,
look at the cost too, though, because I'm not sure. I can't speak to that one.
For me, I want to say that the Women Empowerment Center, I think, is a good initiative.
It's great. It's really a good thing.
I think people, especially it's in Ganta too. It's in an urban area, so Ganta people will benefit. And then to Gino's point, I think this is where the government has to step, because it's two people working together. You know, you got people from the diaspora who don't have to do it, but they are doing it. And then it's up to the government now to try to create an avenue to create jobs for the people, right? So, and also to the people themselves. They say you teach the men how to fish. Right, they're not going to do everything. They're not going to spoon feed you and everything. Somebody give you the opportunity to go to school to learn how to make something, do something for yourself, and then you want the same person to create job for you or continue to give you money. To then, what's the essence of you learning the trade, right? If
So
you
quickly, CEO, this is what's going on in this. Even in the big country, we say money here. People, the schools that here, some of them charge you $800 per credit. And then when you go, you finish. Most
you're on your own.
You're on your own. Most immigrants having trouble with it. Say, "Oh, I got a master's degree. I can't get a job." Listen, it's everywhere. The folks will put you into some program. You think that is a good. You look at it and take it and go. The student loan on your head, and you don't have money to pay. But it just depends when you taking this thing, take it wisely. What career you want to pursue, take it wisely, because at the end of the day, the school will be calling you, come, the school is good. By the time you put your head there now, they're finished with you. All they want is money. At the end of the day, you get out. You go look for your own thing, engineer. So it's not.
Thank you.
It's everywhere.
Hey, Sam, I will not get distracted from my thought. When I was listening to you, you said ex-government officials and maybe some current government officials were there doing a groundbreaking ceremony, and they appreciated the project. So this, in my mind, I think there were no feasibility study did, to determine whether or not there was a need for the Women Empowerment Center. But the name is great, the intention is great. My only issue is whether there was a feasibility study. Now, let me tell you something. The government have carried projects across the country. Many of these places they carry projects, people will go there because they need development. But afterward, those things stay like that and nothing happened again. So I don't know how the management of that place will be, whether it will be a full responsibility or Unico. They will be doing everything. They will be paying their own staff. They will be doing everything. That's great.
Yes, is Unico full responsibility to take care of that project. That's never. This is what they studied, and they think that it was okay to do that, because if they leave it blank as it is, whoever going to sponsor the program, it's not government or Liberia not going to put money in it. So Unico will make sure and maintain that program and have the money to sustain the program for years. So now one of the things that they are working on, the plan is already been done. So the question you're asking, those questions were asked, Junior. So we know Liberia who going to put money into that thing besides Unico building.
Great. I know Unico will fund their own project, but I also want to plead on them. They have a great connection with the government. Since they already started this initiative, I know every year they will be graduating massive number of students, but you want to have that success history that when these people graduated from here, some of them they are doing this today, some of them they are doing this today, but you don't want to say we have graduated XYZ people and 99% of them are working. I know that's the responsibility of the government. the government has to create an avenue for job. But again, when the government is not creating the avenue and we have money, I think we could also go in that direction when we already have 16 people that are qualified to work in those areas. UNICO could open a factory, a soap making factory in Liberia, in Ganta there, and say it's a women empowerment center where women go there to make the soap. They will provide the equipment, you make the soap, you sell it, a certain percentage go to UNICO, a certain percentage stay with the people.
That's a good idea. UNICO meeting coming up, I will invite you to join.
Yeah, we'll say for him to come for the convention.
Yeah, I will invite you to join the meeting.
We'll say for the come for the next convention.
So you see, you're carrying on a BB project, and you're carrying some in Tapeta, you're carrying other places. It's a great idea, it's a great initiative, but I believe that more need to be done.
Sure.
More need to be done. If you would have asked me my opinion at that time.
So write all your points down, and I will invite you to the meeting. Then once you share your opinions, maybe
now let me express it.
Might send for you to come and be a co-launch. I mean, how they call it, keynote speaper or something.
let me express it here in the meantime. Since you guys are
let's move forward then. Keep it. I will get it from you at some point.
So okay, let me leave it. Let me leave it again. I want to say a big congratulations to them. Our people need it. My only concern is what next after that. That's the problem. That's the concern that every Liberian raising, the youth, the old people, the women, all of them. What next? And the reason why you see many of these girls have decided that, let's go into the copper Benin, like you're saying, is they have no hope after the school. So they feel like the one that will give me fast and quick money. Before trade school was meant to go there and just do something fast, and then you start making little things for yourself. But nowadays, it's even worse than the university. You go there, you come from there, you have nothing to do, and you sit down. So it's becoming a problem, and I think the government needs to work on it. Because imagine maybe UNICO graduating every year. They're graduating like 500 or 700 people every year. So it means once you are graduating, the market should expand. Like you said, Sam, in a great America, not everybody that went to school will get the job. But even if you're not getting a job that matches your qualification, you will get something to do that will sustain you and your family. But how many people that are not getting job in Liberia that match their qualification are getting something to do to sustain their family? That's the big difference with the U.S. and Liberia.
Junior,
so it's a
there are a lot of stuff in Liberia girls can do, boys can do. But I can tell you this. One thing I would tell you point blank on this show is most young people in Liberia, they don't want to wait for a month to get paid. Liberian now, they want fast money.
Sam, if you say that thing,
I was in Liberia last year.
Listen, if you say that thing to where young people are,
everything I'm telling you, Junior, I do study. When I go to Liberia, I study. I study the okay, let me say this. 2017, I went to Liberia. I took a whole year, lived there for 1 year. I did study, even politically, educationally, socially. I did a lot of study on Liberia. And I got to find out that Liberian people would say no Jaya. Do you know the Jaya in this country, where when someone telling you sometimes it's not a joke, they say we're pushing cartoon, it's true. Cleaning bathroom here is true. People clean bathroom here. People push cartoon here. And they wait for 2 weeks, sometimes a month to get paid. But in Liberia, no. Most especially the girls. They just want to go around the BB guys. To be honest, man, to be around the BB guys, they get 4 5
so Sam, what you saying here is that, let me finish. Wait. I want you to make something clear now so we can have another conversation now.
Yeah.
What you're saying here is that there are jobs in Liberia, but people don't want to do them.
There are little jobs in Liberia. To be honest,
and people don't want to do them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, there are jobs in Liberia, Junior. It
okay,
might
so
not
let me say this.
It might not be a well-paid job, which we understand, but people can take on those things. And Junior, let me tell you, got piece of business in Liberia. So what happened? We struggle to hire people. We hire people to come to the business. They want to get ahead fast. They will start stealing stuff. They're selling things and they're stealing. Let me tell you another one. I went to the Indian guy that have the factory at the port area there, where it is selling something like now. That be in the Indian guy that had a rubber factory, the rubber factory at the port there. They have quite a Liberian work for them. So when the guy opened the store, the factory first, there were Liberians in the upper level, that is managerial position, all of those BB position, they were in it. So, Junior, the attitude of Liberian people is bad. What they were doing is, like I order, okay, maybe I order 50 bowl, maybe 50 bucket. I say I'm coming for it. So, Junior, what they would do is, some of them would add additional, maybe 20 to that. So when I come receive my goods, then they will come on the side for me to give the money to them on the side. When those guys didn't realize that, you know what they did? They demoted them. A lot of them now, what they do is loading. They are loading those materials now in a car. And this is not limited to job that guy plays. Let's go to Nimba County, Fraud Toma. When I went to Liberia, I went to Fraud Toma. I sat with Fraud Toma. I said, Babira, you got all these businesses. And I was concerned when I see Lebanese at the top positions. I said, Babiro, you got all these businesses while Lebanese are all over on the top. He said, my son, let me tell you, when I opened this business, Liberians were on top, but they started stealing my money. And there was no accountability. So I started bringing this guy in. So listen, Liberia has crisis. And these are things people are not talking about it. It's a reality, Junior. I will not sit here and bam up my own people, but we have a crisis. Then we'll say,
let me start from the beginning. Some of the things you say, I agree with them, and they are true. But some of them you say, I don't agree with it. First is there are jobs in Liberia and people don't want to do them. I disagree with you. A lot of young people in Liberia find something to do. But you know the disappointing part? You will be given a job by you, Sam, people like Sam who live in America know the value of labor. I saw somebody, let me give an example. Somebody posted on Facebook recently that they want somebody to take care of their man. And they call for high school graduate. I will not call that person name. They said they needed a high school graduate, someone that is eloquent in speaking, that can read, because the lady is old. Yeah. That one that grew who work there, right? And the person said, we'll be paying you $50. 50 United States dollars. Sam, you know what labor is. Yeah. And it's frustrating that a country like Liberia, that our own currency is not valued. Anything you go to buy, they will charge you in dollars. And someone say you should go work for an entire month and they pay you $50. What is that? Job that you say you're doing, where you pay rent in that thing, how are you going to build your own life too as well? How are you going to get a house for yourself? How are you going to build a house? Somebody said they're paying you $50. You got family. You got other things to take care of. You got your health to take care of. Okay. And you pay $50. These are the problems that we're facing. But with the insincerity, I agree with you. A lot of people are insincere in Liberia. But do you know why? It is because Liberians do not value labor.
Okay. So let me hold you there 1 second. No, I just want to hold you 1 second and provide information to you. Yes, you were saying that right here. See how many people were to Jai in this country?
Plenty.
Because they don't, it's because here, people they can't even sleep. You know, how many people can even sleep on their own bed here?
Okay, I come into that. Thank you. The people work 2-3 jobs, they are paid the money. But you know what happened? People can work 6 to 6 in Liberia for that same $50. And nobody can work. Your overtime is paid in the US, Sam.
Yeah. So let me tell you that. So during one of my trips to Liberia, first of all, I would agree with Sam, but I would disagree with him when it comes to their jobs in Liberia, but people don't want to do it. And I think that's what you're getting. Some people, he said most of our young people, they are lazy. They don't like to work, basically. So I was at one of the hotel in Liberia. When I go there, usually I will hang out with the guys in there, the security that will lecture. So this security guy there worked 6 days a week. Right? He come in the evening. I think he would sleep there and then come back and go home the next morning and then come back at night. So I was just sitting with him and then lecturing, chit-chatting from here and there, and he was telling me, he said, so I asked him, I was curious, right? Something that we normally don't do, but I asked him, man, so how you work? You let it work, start lecturing, and he disclosed his salary to me. I think it's around 75.
Yeah.
And he said he was a security guy. So the security companies will train these guys, get the contract from the customers. And then also, for example, if the customer is paying around $150 for one of those security guys, they will take almost half of it and give half to the other guy. And then this guy is working 6 days a week, right? Out of 75, he's responsible to pay his own way. And he's responsible to get food and do all that. Even when he comes to the place, he has to get his own food. Then he told me, Sam, so back to your question about working 2 jobs. So when he goes home, he doesn't sleep. He will go do a construction, and do all the little things, and then come back. But yet, it was not enough to send his kids to school and take care of his family, right? So that's the same thing. If you look at it from a comparative standpoint, they're saying working 2 jobs. But there are 2 jobs that you can't compare that to our 2 jobs here. So there's not many jobs in Liberia for people to do. They pull out graduates. Look at LU graduation. Look at UMU. And you look at all those other places. You go to Liberia. The reason you see people on social media, young people on social media, people doing the Jose Ase, even LU graduates, some of them, most of them are not working because there are not many opportunities there for people to work. Now, to agree with you too, Sam, I don't think this is isolated to our young people of these days. Liberians as whole, we love office job.
Exactly.
Right? Everyone want to wear necktie. You get your office, get a Liberian man an office job. Even if you don't pay anything, that man just he will get his little thing and go to work every day, and that makes a big man. There are other jobs that are outside of Monrovia that people could do, but again, most of them want to stay in Monrovia where the party is and where all the big things are. We have some friends who are geologists who go and do geology, who do other stuff. They got a job outside of the city, outside of Monrovia, but they don't want to go do that. But when you look at it from a holistic macro vantage point, Sam, the job, the ratio is very low. Not many jobs are over there. The job creation level there is not high. The government is the largest employer. The private sector is not well.
So let me add to this. Thank you so much. Let me add.
So you calling me? Oh, you don't let people call you. Oh, you calling me? Oh.
No, I just want to add a little bit to your thoughts.
All right.
All I'm saying to you, listen. Liberia right now is growing. People are going home. Restaurants have been open. Even D Calabash. I went there because these are things I do when I go to Liberia. I just went to D Calabash. The young lady served me other food. She served me, and then
you lost space yourself yet to now.
That's how I do. So I asked her how much you get paid. She said, "Well, we don't get paid too much, but the tip, and it's everywhere. So that we get more tip. Sometimes I taking if it's a good day, sometimes we're taking like maybe 50, 45, or maybe $60 every day, so that it tip. So if you in Liberia, you working in that place, they give you tip, and you taking maybe 25, 30, 35, taking it home every day. Junior, it's a by the time you go low, monthly, you get good money. There are other people doing it, but there are other people who say, "Oh no, Jai in the country," and they will call you here and yeah, please send me smarty, and the smarty, you know where you can enter to? In a bar. You ask me for smarty, and you in the entertainment center, and you dancing, liquor photo your table, then you telling me no Jai in Liberia. Some people literally choose not to.
Yeah, some people. I like that.
Some people.
Yeah, some people, not all of them.
There are a lot of stuff you can do in Liberia, Junior. There's no doubt about this. America here. Let me finish. I'll let you. America here, right, Junior? There are people who really struggling. There are some baby mom and even men, women here who get 1-bedroom apartment where I live right now. Not a house here, but in Fargo here, there are apartments that cost now $900 to $1,000 plus. Okay, so the pay rate in Fargo right now is around what $17 an hour, $16 an hour, maybe if some experience and stuff.
What kind of job?
Mostly, our immigrant and group home job. It's the one that people do plenty here. If a factory say here, some people make some factory pay like $20, $22. But yes, it might sound plenty when I say 20, 25, even 25. So you in 1 or 2 bedroom apartment, you're paying $1,300 a month. That money, after government had taken taxes from in there, you will probably coming home with probably what $900 or maybe $1,000 every 2 weeks. And you got to do all of those things. By the time you go low, you're forced to look for another job. You know, there are people in this country, they don't even sleep in their own house. The BB bed, then we can buy it. But how many people can sleep there? It's not an easy thing. You got to motivate yourself. In America, when they break, at the end of the month, you can't tell your landlord, "Oh, I beg you, I'll pay your rent next week." No. By the end of the month, if you don't pay, the next day they will send you a letter. In the 3 days time, some apartment complex will give you 3 days notice. If you don't pay, they kick you out. By the time you come home, your place is locked. So you have to motivate yourself. Liberia, we will say Liberia government. Yes, it's true. Government is a higher employer, but there are small things that you can do in Liberia to sustain yourself. Go ahead, Junior.
You talk about you cover.
Oh yeah, Chief. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Would you also agree with the fact that I think comparing our area here to Liberia, I think that's a disservice. We'll be doing disservice to the people. You know, when you say work, it is, Sam. The United States is the biggest economy in the world, largest economy, jobs all over the place, right? So you can't compare the level of job availability in the United States to that of Liberia. So I wanted to set that.
You're not office job. You're not looking for office job here, right? Do you? You know how many people don't look for office job because it's not.
Sam,
they can't get it.
Sam, here is it.
No. Wait. You don't say that. I do office job.
I said many of Liberian immigrants.
And I know a lot of immigrants that do office job here in America. Tons of them, thousands, millions of them. I know a lot of Liberians that do office job. I know a lot of Liberians that came here that are doing office job. That are doing real career, like really massive engineers,
let's debate. Let's put it this way. Yeah. How many will you say? Like, let's narrow this conversation to Liberian that are in the office and Liberian that are in group home.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. We got a lot of Liberians here that are doing very well.
But can you give me the percentage? I mean, just based on your own analysis.
No, I don't have a hard number to give you. But so, wait. The man took my time from me, man. So let me.
I think this is an interesting conversation.
Let me hand it over.
I like the way it's going.
So when you look at it from that vantage point, right? You can't compare. I want us to set that straight because when we're having conversation, let's be honest with ourselves. Irrespective of how we feel about the way things are going, like Liberia and all that, you can't compare America labor force with that of Liberia. That's a fact, right? Now, going back to Liberia, we don't have the job opportunities there. We don't have industries. We don't have manufacturing plants in Liberia there that will create, who want hustle job. We don't have all those things in Liberia, right? The Firestone cell, we talked about it last time. Firestone, when they get the rubber, they ship it out of Liberia. The cocoa, they ship them out of Liberia. All those things. So we don't have the job in the place to be able to meet up with the growth. Remember, I forgot the percentage of the Liberian population, the youth. So we are growing, the people are growing, but we don't have the ability or the economy to be able to keep up with that. No industry, no manufacturing industry, no nothing. Everybody goes to school. Most people go to school, get the geology degree, get a political science, social science, and guess what they do? They end up going to go San Jose has said to become politicians. So why I agree with you that there are some Liberians who love the office job, who don't really want to push things, but the majority of Liberians, like young people that I've talked to, remember now, Cyrus, I go to Liberia every year. Last year was the only time I have not been to Liberia in a long time. I go over there every year and I talk to young people. I work with young people. I work with the people that are over there. And I know the needs of people over there. So for us to come in and just cast it and just say that most of them are lazy, they don't want, I don't think it'll be fair for them. But again, the onus is on the government to create that avenue, expand, empower the private sector. When you do that, then you create the labor force, you create more opportunity for other people to be able to get in the market. The government cannot alone by itself create jobs. Being the largest employer, you need to empower the private sector, open more jobs to be able to help other people. So that's my take of that. I agree with you to some point, but I disagree with you in the fact that comparing America labor force to that of Liberia, especially when it comes to Liberians. So I'll stop there.
Thank you, CEO, and let's welcome Mr. Sewete Zogia to the show. I don't know why he dropped again.
The man dropped.
Now, here is my point, Sam. I 100% agree with you.
LNC went off.
I 100% agree with the CEO, and I kind of like agree with you on some point, like I said, and disagree with you on some of the point you made. One of them that I disagree on is the fact that there are jobs in Liberia. I will keep on saying this. And let me give you a statistics. During the President's State of the Nation address, he said the government created 70,000 jobs across the country. And when he said created, some of them, their defense were the street sellers, those people that are selling on the street, these are all creation. Now, looking at an economic like Liberia, and you're saying 70,000 jobs in the whole year, that's to tell you that there are no jobs in Liberia. People are available to work, but there are no jobs. 70,000 out of 5 million people, as per our census, it means there is something wrong. And to the issue of insincerity you were speaking about, I can tell you for free, 80% or 88% out of Liberians across the world, we are insincere with ourselves. The ratio is high in Liberia because it is flagged out. The ratio is high because it is flagged out. But 80% of all Liberians, I would say this, we are insincere. All of us.
Wait a minute, where you getting that number from? You gotta be careful.
The reason why, CEO,
where you getting that number from? Because we got Liberians that are following you. So when you start throwing numbers,
that's what I'm saying. If one of these Liberians will come out and say they are 100% sincere, I know people that are very sincere. I will call your name, and I will call Seni, I will call Sewete. But I'm telling you, a lot of us that work in Liberia, let's leave the factory area. I want to go to the bank. I want us to go to the airport. I want us to go to the government agency. Most of us, we are insincere to ourselves. You go to the bank to withdraw huge amount of money, they will tell you the system is down. But when something coming from your hand, that system will pick up immediately, effectively. It doesn't happen like that in other countries. And you know the reason why it is being so? My little study is because labor are not respected in Liberia. Even those people who their labor are respected, like our lawmakers who are overpaid, like I would say, these people, they are still insincere. So that's our problem. And you can't have an economy like Liberia that the US dollars is value, supermarket price in US dollar, even the local stores that you go to buy milk or rice, the price in US dollar, then you start to pay somebody $75 or $50. What are they going to do with that money? Let me give you an example of Rwanda. Even though there are no many office jobs here, but the government itself is investing in the tourism sector. They invest a lot in it. So a lot of people get work in that direction. Hotel in this place is easy to build. House material are very cheap to get. Very, very cheap. People build houses. But in Liberia, you're working for $50, cement bed, maybe that $8. You know how many years you will work for before you build one house? If you do the calculation, you will know that. So you realize that those people will start to be insincere. If I'm working to a store where I know how much they're making there, and they pay me maybe $50, you think when somebody can buy, when I slay something under there, I say, just give me something for it. That's the reason. I'm not saying it's right to do, but what I'm saying is that if we can change our minimum wage in Liberia, it would be good. So comparing the US and saying, oh, a lot of people like office job, saying who will not be in our country and want to live good life now? Who will not want to be in our country and live good life? You think the Americans themselves, the real Americans in our place, that you think they want to go work at the factories?
Oh, yes.
I mean, when I say work at the factory, like they wanted to carry things to put in the car to come back, the ratio is not as compared to those that are working in the office.
Just stop it. Stop it.
Nah, Sam, the ratio is not as compared.
Because you can't. You know how many factories in America? The American they can. But let me tell you this: they can still in a factory and work there. Some of them will go there at the age of 20. They will still there and maybe die there. Some of them will tell you, say, "I'm here for retirement," and they will still there when they get it. By the time they say retire, they die.
So at the factory level, the amount of the indigenous American.
Let's say what they're traveling. So
we are coming to say. Let me ask him. The amount of the indigenous Americans that are working at the factories in America, can you compare it to those that are working in offices like the doctors, the lawyers, the engineers? Can you compare that? Is it higher or lower?
I might not know the math, but yes, there are lots.
Hypothetically speaking, is it higher than those that are working in the factory or lower? Hypothetically.
Well, it's tough because there are a lot of offices in America. There are a lot of factories in America. So it's tough.
You just answered the question.
There are a bunch of American, millions of American working in a factory. You know the only place you will not see them too much is in the group rooms.
You just answered the question. Bunch of offices. Great. So bunch of offices and bunch of factories. Liberia, few offices, few factories, and we believe that in the offices you get the best of money because the politicians that are working in those offices, they are riding a $45,000 car. So when we see it, we are jealous. We want to go and work there too.
Yeah,
until we can work on that, 99% of us, our mindset will be on the office.
No, that is true. I agree with you on that one.
Great. Siawate, welcome, and let's hear you to this conversation here tonight. Let me take you a little bit backward. The president today, he visited the Senate, and we were not really informed about his visit to the Senate because it was a closed-door meeting, a walk-in meeting there. And but he went Margibi, and in Margibi, he said something during the commission of the modern high school there. He says, many people will be saying, oh, the road you constructing, that road will the school you constructing, that school will But what they are forgetting to know is that we need these things so that we can get to the full eating part. He also says, people will say these schools we are building, they are not a government project, they are World Bank project. But World Bank do not just trust anyone. They trust people who are serious and mean business. That was our first headline. Maybe you can say something to that. And the police, IG, Gregory Coleman, he visited Sonoma Port of Entry today. He spoke with School of Journalists. Some of those things he said in his interview today was there have been the presence of military personnel at that border. So the news in the corridor or on the social media that Liberian Armed Forces have not gone there. The Liberian Armed Forces, according to him, they have been there, and they, as internal security too, they have also been there and trying to hold the ground as possible. One of the things he said was the way the news has been speculated on the social media, or the way the news has been reported on the social media, that's not what is actually happening on the ground. The ground is very peaceful. The people are standing there. Nothing wrong is going on, but there are diplomatic procedure to withdraw them from the soil of Liberia. And then we move forward to job creation in Liberia. What are we supposed to do? Moving back to Unico dedicated women empowerment center.
Let me not remember everything.
See how it is smiling. So see how it is. Let's hear you on that.
If you was everything on you.
You know the making Lena, so we gotta give it to him. Go ahead,
yeah,
welcome.
Thank you, CEO, and good evening to Junior, the host, and the most senior criminal justice, law enforcement, and expert on the platform. And to the CEO, I'm very careful now with how my dress code is these days. So when I come in, well, soon, even if I get in the house, we got the same outfit, I'll change. Well, I partially follow the conversation regarding job creation. I don't, in my mind, there's nothing to intellectualize the issue of job in Liberia. And I'm not saying this to discredit anyone. This has been a HO thing. I think Liberia as a country, we are not graded from that level yet. So if you look at most of our statistics in Liberia, is, to be frank with you, it's on the paper, is not applicable. It does not affect we the common people. In 2024, just 2024-5, we look at the unemployment and listen to Saros about how work is in Liberia and people are not willing to do. Where's the work? Basically, you got two sectors within the labor force. You got a formal and informal sector. With the informal sector, that's why the last time, before I move on, when people were, people were trying to play politics, I sat on the platform and said, but there's no need to even argue about government even creating 70,000 jobs. Because if you do your common arithmetic, 70,000 jobs to 5.some million human beings, I mean, it's disproportionate. So it does not even require somebody holding and pulling about that. So even if we even agree as Liberian that the government, provided 70,000 jobs, yes, but what's the proportion of that? What's the percent of that number of 7,000? Because if you do that to 5 million person, even 4 million person, it still don't make anything. So, Saros, Liberia is another place. Liberia is the only country where everyone want to do government job. Liberia is the only country where everybody feel once you work for government, it's okay. I will tell you, people graduate from University of Liberia, and employment is not sometimes only about. It's not only about sitting in office. That's Liberia man, mentality there. Someone would do agriculture, forestry, agriculture related. You got whole farmland in Liberia, but we don't cultivate. So I listened to you, and you made some point regarding the insincerity in the country, and that's right. We are all victims. We that are being into business, we are all victims of those circumstances. So Liberia, the informal sector is not being elevated. I listened to a few of you today. If you look at even the resources we have, Lanco left. You saw how the only what left with Liberian was the scrap. You go to bombing today, bombing hill, attend to bombing hole. So nothing is there. The only thing with Boza is, oh yeah, you get part of how you call it, America, small America. What is small America? So what I'm trying to say, most of these companies that come, our government themselves from HO, they are not created our environment. They are not, because the formal sector cannot host even 10%. Sarah, you live in America your whole life. The work you are doing, I don't think even good 2% is being part of is being in government. Neither a government work. No, half of it is all in the private sector. So once you made the country to believe that everyone has a working government, is wrong. Factories are coming. There's no policy to guard those factories. This man come and have a NGO here, not NGO but a factory. He have that. I just want to set up a common example. Right now, just move to Jetty. You move to Jetty where they had the I think is the Sarada. Now he bought the Sarada road there, right? When you go in the walls, Nima in Bangladesh. Now he bought a company incorporated with Jetty and all the things. I think they got a name for it. I just want people to go there, do your fast funding and tell us in the top management how many persons are in those management. In senior level management position, Liberians might not be there. So the creation of job, there's no policy that, the Liberianization is just on the book. But one of the problems we face as a country is monitoring and evaluation. So to achieve these kind of things, it will be difficult because we don't have that strong team. Monitoring evaluation, people are not monitoring. So if there's maybe a Jetty come, his total employment portfolio is in 1,000. Maybe Liberian should be around 850. The rest technical team should be, around 150. How do we achieve that? So at the end of the day, you see foreigners, the influx of foreigners in most of these companies. So those are the challenges we are facing. We don't have informal sector. I don't care how you put it. You even employ 100,000 Liberians this year. How many companies will come to absorb that? So that's one of the things. We don't have any country that is unindustrialized. It's difficult for employment. Is it the only time society survive in our economy is the informal sector, but we don't have. We place it anywhere, you turn it up and down. We are just, one of my people used to say, people living while we existing in Liberia, because everything about is on the other side. You say, people living, we existing, oh. So when you look at the country, that's why it's CEO. I bet you just go right now. I just want you to take a deep reflection on this, right? Just look at there's a scheming company, or I don't know how they call it. I know QNet or which one. Everyone want to leave the country. Until someone will go hustle for 5,000, 2,000 just to leave Liberia. Why is it happening? Because there's no job. The man wake up in the morning, he had to make his own thing to go on. So at the end of the day, what you expect? So we got a very huge challenge. Most of these things is start from our government and end with our government. Because if there's no job creation, citizens will be left with no option. So I mean, I was hearing Mr. Badia about job being in Liberia. People don't want to do. I don't know what I say. Was it a conversation? Where's the job? Where's the job? No job. Everywhere people protesting. You go to Mita say we get this. Look, even in the MDA, if you read the MDA, there are, I think, six senior level management, the CEO, the CFO, all these ones. The law says 3 of these positions, or 2, I think 2 or 3, should be a Liberian. But today we go 20 years. Those guys are not done that. Today, all of these factories, you get Firestone. Firestone gone 100 and some more years in Liberia. We don't have manufacturing. The guy take all of the latest and whatsoever, they get out of the country. How do we get job? And that's the informal sector we are talking about. If Firestone alone had the one, and then they are producing tires, producing all these things in the country, the employment portfolio will be huge. But in the absence of all of that, we can't. You got Firestone, you have Mita Steel, one of the giant steel company. All of these people, we incorporate them in the country, get the resources and carry out. How do we survive as a country? So I don't care how people intellectualize the issue of employment. I mean, it will still be the way it is until our government can prioritize the private sector, which is the informal sector. That's what I can say on that aspect. But as it is, we are there ready to impress the rest of the world that is not in reality in Liberia. That's what I can say on the issue of employment.
Thank you very much. And when you come late, we got to take you back. But you made your point there. Again, folks, if you just joined us here tonight, you're listening to the Heat Tower program here on BKS TV. On the Heat Tower, we say dialogue and not confrontation. We say words and not bullets. Today is the 20th of March. Today is the 19th, sorry.
But Gian, did I hear that today we saw on the news? I don't know whether you guys discussing about a couple of nations.
Yeah, we
that.
We can talk about it. That couple of nation thinking last night we were on the show. Here is the detail and what happened. So on the 9th of this month, Morocco filed in a complaint before FIFA for some rules violation that was done by Senegal. That was in January. They did in January. So FIFA have been investigating the case, and they found out that there were actually some violation done, and they have declared now Morocco the winner of AFCON 2025. But a lot of people have been having their take on the issue. Former president of Liberia and the football legend, President George Manneh Weah, has also taken to his Facebook page, and he wrote some things regarding that issue. What he said basically was that the biggest rules in football is during 90 minutes. Once the ref, so see, maybe you can come in there if I'm making a mistake.
No, you're right. I'm shaking my head. I agree with you.
Great. So once the ref has declared someone the winner on that page, you coming out again to say the person is not a winner, especially in a critical game like that, and it becomes a little bit questionable. It becomes, because if the violation was done, the penalty should have been taken right on the page there. But if you didn't do so and you let it happen, I know protests happen, but the FIFA had their own rules. They mentioned, I think, Rule 87 or something like that. But President Weah on a statement came from the unity we find in the game and how it all operates like that. So before we go this evening, do you think I know Senna really left for. I mean, let me ask a question. Do you think
I
FIFA
just
is
saying that for Sample number 9
The
for
man play football to the higher level. You say you don't like football,
man.
so okay,
Man
great.
play
Say
beyond
okay,
football.
great. Now, you think the African Cup of Nations is value or is being validated by FIFA as the European League, the French League, the Spanish League is being validated by them. The way they take it seriously, the way when you see um, England playing their championship, you realize that almost all of the league was shut down. Premier League, La Liga, all of them were shut down to go and focus on their country's league. And then similar thing will happens when the World Cup is playing. But on the contrary, the African Cup of Nations is not done that way. You realize that thing is even affecting some players who want to go back to play for their country. Sometimes it affects them and don't go back. Because the team are afraid that if you go back to play for your country, you might sustain some kind of injury. When you come back, you will not be able to perform for the club team you're playing for. And FIFA have done nothing, little or nothing, to see how best they can also work into this. And there have been some footballers, some former or ex-footballers who have also looked down on the African Cup of Nations. They have categorized it as trash, that it will not carry you anywhere. In fact, when you win AFCON, you have won nothing in your life. It's not validated as compared to you winning maybe the European League, as compared to you playing for your country. Maybe you playing in England, you playing the English league, you won it. It becomes a title. But the African Cup of Nations, those guys are continuing to say it's not a title for us. And then FIFA coming on now, after 3 months of telling somebody they are the winner, then you're coming back and taking that cup, trying to take it from, I don't know whether they will go take it from Senegal and give it to Morocco. I don't know what is going on, but let's hear your take on this. And I will start with the most experienced footballers on the show. Let me start firstly with the CEO. You know what I'm kind of saying.
I thought you were going to say.
You start with Sam?
Sam play football, no record of it. Sam play football, no teammate.
They grew up play beyond camera.
Yeah, the team that Sam even supporting, as you know how you play the football that time. Crystal Palace.
Sam play football, but he got no former teammate to say, "Oh, I play football." But anyway, you know, I think it was Michael Carragher, one of those European commentators. He said he asked one African player. He said, He asked if the person was going for an African Cup of Nations, and then that player took serious offense to that. And the reason why people overlook African Cup of Nations is because of CAF. Historically, they have been accused of corruption and all those things over the years for a very long time. They do all these funny things. I was watching a clip where I think it was the Moroccan president and the FIFA president, when that guy Diaz, when he missed the penalty, the reaction from FIFA president and I think the CAF president too, and all, you could tell that it was very shocking. They couldn't believe that he missed the penalty. So I'm saying all this to say that they are the reason why the Europeans and other people look down on African football. And when you look at the statistic, when you look at it, Africa produces some of the best footballers in the world. When you look in Europe, when you look in the Premier League, La Liga, I mean, you name all those top leagues, you got the Africans all there excelling. You go to France and other countries now where the young Africans of African descent, where their mom or their dad got some African connection, they are afraid to come back to play in African Cup of Nations because of the same reason. So CAF, the president, whatever they did there, is disgraceful. I think it's wrong. I agree. I even share my favorite football player of all time, President George Manuel Weah, post today, and I agree with him. I agree with him 100%. Growing up, we knew that the ref makes the call, and then usually after the whistle blows and the ref determines, that's the final result. Whatever issues you have where you file your appeal, that can be most of the time when the players or when the team is guilty of that, they tend to punish them, give them fine based on the next game, the upcoming game and stuff. But you don't go back. African Cup of Nations final, the ref had all the right to stop the game, but he allowed the game to continue on the field of play. CAF, the FIFA president, all the people were there. They saw it. If they had issue with it, they could have stopped it there, but they allowed the ref to make the call. The ref allowed the game to continue. The game continued. They begin to beat them, and then they walk away with that trophy. Now, if you have any issues with them, I think they should fine them for what they did, but not to change the result of the game. And that's disgraceful. When you look across social media, you'll see all the top African legend footballers. You see top Samuel Eto'o, all those big guys, questioning their decision, and they are throwing a huge dark cloud on African football, and I think that's disgraceful. At the end of the day, they're not going to take that trophy from Senegal. Senegal will still maintain that trophy because Senegal, the government of Senegal, the football federation there, have decided to file appeal, and that thing, according to the arbitration rule, it will take up to 9 months. And all the experts who have been looking at it say it will be very hard for Senegal to lose that trophy because the rule that our former president stated in his statement today, the ref is the final whistleblower. When they blow that whistle, they decide on the field of play, that way the game is decided, and then whoever wins that wins that, not after fact. So I think that's disgraceful. It's just shameful. My only fear is people are going to start questioning CAF going forward. Next African Cup of Nations, people won't respect them. The Europeans don't even respect her in the first place. And imagine this now. So it's sad. I think it's not good for African football. And I listened to CAF president, or I read a quote from him that says, we listen or respect the decision from higher up, and we execute. Basically saying that the decision came from FIFA, and that's why people are accusing him of being a puppet for FIFA. He's not fit for the job. He doesn't know football, so it's frustrating. It's sad, and I don't think Senegal deserves that type of disrespect. I think they're just wasting their time. And finally, before I close, they are doing this because Morocco has invested a lot of money for 2030 World Cup. So they don't want to make Morocco feel bad. That's why they are doing all that.
Thank you. See, you, I like your analysis. But when I saw that report from FIFA, I was thinking somehow, because the trend that the CAF has been taking of late, you realize that where the African Cup of Nations, the country is being hosted in, that country normally they have been winning from 2021. It happens, they are 2024 African Cup of Nations. When I was playing Ivory Coast, the final between Ivory Coast and Nigeria, Ivory Coast won. In 2023 again, I think I was playing Cameroon, and then Cameroon won. And the trend has just been like that. So for me, I had a prediction that Morocco would have won the game. And from all indication, you saw even the game between Morocco and that of Nigeria, you saw how it was played. No disrespect to Morocco, but I think, in my opinion, the game was not really played fairly. That the ref, there was some sort of a siding with the Morocco team. And even during the final, we saw a lot of misstep along the way when we were watching the game, a lot of misstep from the referee, and that led to the decision of Senegal. And the referee himself, he looked into that, and he said, "No, let's continue to play." And they did. So, like the former president said today in his statement, I don't know whether the rules applies that after the whistle is blown. I know that people can file in protest, yes, but in this kind of critical stage now where you have already declared someone a winner and then they go to file in protest, I think logically you could have just let it pass, like the CEO said, and then you can find Senegal and say, okay, since you did this, maybe you will not play the African Cup of Nations as a country, you will not play for 2 years or you will not play for 1 year. That would be reasonable. Or you can fine them and they will pay the fine. This is what the FIFA has been doing. Even in the Premier League, they have been violation of some of those laws. What they do is that they will fine you sending money and you will pay. But they will not go to like impose ban on you that you will not do this, you will not do that, or a team will not win the trophy and then they tell you carry it back. I don't really know. It's very disgraceful that this will be happening in the most cherished league that we have in our continent. Let's hear you, Chief. Cyrus.
So, Junior, first of all, let me say this. The mental slavery is still in Africa. The problem we face in Africa is in every sector. Globally in Africa, white man is a higher decision-making body in our continent. From politics to football today to job creation. My young brother Serete mentioned people leaving Liberia to go around the globe. Serete is not because of lack of job. It's just a mental slavery. We believe that when you step out of Liberia, other country you'll go to is honey and milk. That's a belief we carry out. The first example is my son. He's right here in India going to school, going to medical school. When my son was living in Liberia, he tell you like going to India was more like an maybe heaven. So I didn't talk. I allowed him. He went there. That 2-3 years that he had been there, he said, Daddy, this place at your Liberia. I said, why? He said, nothing here. The people here, they don't like African people. I said, no, son. And the job ended that you can be going to school and be getting job to do. He said, what a joy is. So the leaving Africa or Liberia to go to another country, so it's not about job. It's just a mental slavery. That yes, in a white man country, everything is bread and butter. I will find everything I need. But guess what though? How many people come to this country? They become nobody. They cry, they say, even if I were in Liberia, my life would be better. So life is not as suitable as think people may think it is. That's what happening to our continent. Look how disgracefully the guy said the decision came from above. Above where?
Yeah, he said
white man. And let me tell you, in Northern Africa, especially a country like Morocco, they have a lighter skin. You think they will lose battle against a darker skin Senegalese? No. So how many of African darker skin leave to go to Morocco and they treat them like shit? I'm sorry to say this. So the problem in Africa, Junior, is we have no confidence within ourselves. Politics, we are nowhere. Military, we are nowhere. When it comes to uniting us, we are nowhere. Common example, we fight our own brothers who want to do better for us. Look at Burkina Faso. The young man rise up to power and say, you know what? He rose to power And he said to the African people, let's unite. We can't do, white men cannot dictate to all the time. But you know what happened? Right there in Cote d'Ivoire, what happened to Cote d'Ivoire? They're fighting him. Cote d'Ivoire want to bring him down. And Nigeria, where they say the giant of Africa, giant of Africa now? They want to bring him down. But they call themselves giant of Africa, but they got American plane in the Bahia. They say they're fighting Boko Haram. It's just lack, we lack of a lot of things within ourselves. We are not self-confident. We see ourselves as Africa, the way we see ourselves, we are we depend on the white man. So you will see this thing. Let's say it goes the way around. Let's say reverse it. Morocco having that kind of condition, what they will tell us in Ingali will be different than what they will tell Morocco. That's the truth. At some point, Morocco will say they're not African. At some point, they say they're African. That's the truth. So they can criticize the CAF president, but the decision came from above. What can he say about it? The man want to feed a family. When you get money, Junior, if you got 10,000 today, you want more than 10,000. The man is there, he's making a little bit of money. And they call him on here and say, my man, let that decision go this way, and he making your money. You think he will say no? No, because he wants to still free his family. That's why you see our continent, it's the way it is. So I'm not disappointed. This is the same pattern in politics, now in football. You don't think, Junior, to be honest, you say here that when European teams are playing, we focus more. Look at we that on the show. How many of you Chelsea fan? How many of you Manchester fan? How many of you is a fan of Liverpool? No, not personal, Chief. How many of you will say I am fan of Blue Star?
Crystal Palace fan.
That's the beauty of me, because I didn't consider those things. So as a Crystal Palace fan, I know they're nothing. So this is the thing. Little people, young men in Liberia, around Africa as a continent, they kill each other for when people in Europe playing. One time I was in Liberia, I sat down, I shared a little bit of tear, and I left. The young men, they were fighting because somebody abused Cristiano Ronaldo, and they called a man stupid player. They broke it and said, "Oh, you call him a senior player?" Bam! They started fighting. Blood started wasting. So in my mind, I said, "What? You're really hurting each other for Cristiano Ronaldo that don't even know what they call Liberia." This is so pathetic. There's a guy who bought his own TV in Zimbabwe because Manchester United lost. So this is stupidity we see across the continent of Africa. We see ourselves inferior to white men. Anything they bring to us is important. Look at we in Liberia. We see ourselves as American village. We are American. You're American. I don't know. This thing, sometimes when I do a lot of study, I don't know whether Africa will one day rise and become the continent that we hope to see. And yet, maybe I might not be there at that time. But we look forward to seeing Africa rising to the degree that we'll recognize ourselves that white men will not play a role in our lives at all times. Every time I see young men, Traoré, Abraham Traoré, I say, God bless him. Whatever they say was impossible, he's doing it. But are we giving the leaders of Africa, are we supporting him? No. We see him now as an enemy. Sorry, my computer going there. So, sorry, I will conclude by saying this. The decision is not from that young man, but it's from above. So, I will leave it there.
Thank you, Sam. I was a little bit concerned when you said, we take the European football so important than our own African football. People start to pause their TV and all of that. Sam, if you're a really football fan, when you watch European football, you would know. And when you watch African football, you would know. So that's the difference there. Because it's not like we really addicted. I'm a lover of football. I'm a lover of football, and I know what football is, Sam.
It's mindset. It's mindset. The mindset is not arguing with you yet. The mindset is European football is the best.
Yeah, and that's the reality. It's not a mindset, Sam. That's the reality. When we are the best, we say we are the best. That's just the reality. And I think maybe you need to take that as a reality. I agree with you that we overhype it. And maybe if we channel that hype to our African football, it would be great. But here is it: if you go to watch the teams that play in Liberia, the First Division League, how many of them you will watch them playing, and then you feel like real football is playing today? That's the kind of difference. When people like George Weah then were playing football, King Pele then were playing football, those African legends, when they used to play football, you watch them before, and you watch the way football is being played currently in Liberia. You don't really want to watch African football that much. But other countries are doing pretty well. When you watch other countries play football, it's not as compared to the way, the thing there is that in Europe, those kids start playing football from baby age. You realize that the other person started playing football when he was 5 years old. 5 years, and then now he's like 20 years. 20 years of practicing something from 5 years, it means you have perfect it. But in Liberia, it's still skill where you see, people are not focused on it, but they still play the football. But when you follow football, I think you got to change your team from Crystal Palace to Chelsea. Then you will know what it means to buzz your TV. Thank you. Selty, let's hear you, Chief.
I will be Chelsea fan for what reason?
Yeah, you Crystal Palace. Before Selty comes in there, I think our Muslim brothers ended their fast today. I believe so. So,
Inshallah, yes.
Yeah, we want to say happy. Huh?
So what happened?
No, I was wishing our brothers, our Muslim brothers who ended their fast today.
Oh, okay.
I want to say, I know you can say Adi Mubarak to my brother Fumba Toure, who's always following us here religiously, and to the rest of our brothers out there who ended their fast today. Again, I want to say, may God accept their prayers. And then
thank you so much. I'm a Muslim now, so barak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters out there. And I pray that Allah accept your prayers. I pray that all of your wishes be granted unto you as you end the holy month of Ramadan tomorrow and do the final prayer tomorrow. Rwanda will be done at 7:30, and tomorrow is a holiday here in Rwanda where students will not go to school. And I think this is what our Muslim brother have been praying for and requesting the government to do. So tomorrow again is going to be a hot and pool again in Liberia. But I think we'll discuss it here after the show. Selty, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, John. To CEO and Sam. It's a sad day. And I don't know, can I say it's a PO inequality we are suffering from as African or dark skin. Saying what, talking some things. There were a lot of logic in there, right? And the former president put it right. What I can say today is, if that decision stands, the Cup of Nations have lost its essence. It has lost its essence in totality, because the game of football, all the rules are there to stimulate the game, to stimulate the fans. Because the man who is reffing the game is a human now. He's guided by one thing, which is the rule of the game. Regardless of what happened, he became the boss for that day. So in 2010, if you watch that game, the World Cup, what brought about goal line technology is today. What brought about goal line technology today was England and Germany, 2010 World Cup. CEO, if you can recall. That tournament, it was tense. England, when it comes to football in Europe, they are one of the powerhouse. Germany, that game, that's one of the games that brought out the best out of Emmanuel Neuer today. That game, it was tense. Frank Lampard needed that goal. When he kicked that ball, it crossed the line. But then the ref said it was not a goal. They just needed that goal to put more tension in our game, because when Germany scored the third goal, Lampard scored another goal. What England was looking for now was just one goal. When Lampard kicked that ball, it crossed that line. It was the ref decision. He said it was not a goal. And it had England to get out of the World Cup in 2010. It was painful. Did they leave from there to go make decision and say, oh yeah, the game, you gotta go buy and keep penalty? No. They didn't do it. That's where the people brought about goal line technology today. From 2010. From that World Cup, goal line technology became, one of the power of the game. Today we got VAR. The reason VAR has come into the picture is because they are seeing that a lot of errors can be done. So they brought all of this technology. So what I thought our footballing body would have done was to institute an investigative side of what they can do to improve, the tournament, bring about new rules. That's why the game is played. You bring about new rules in the game. That's what the guy in the West do. So you see today, goal line technology, VAR, and the rest of it are everywhere in the game, is because of these errors that are being made by the ref and the stakeholders in the game. So what they did over there is actually unfortunate. It's shameful. Why would somebody go to a tournament, win a tournament, and then you say, you getting a trophy and giving it back? I don't know how even that will even work, because the guys had a trophy. So, how you call them? So the Senegal need to make their position, the FA, because the FIFA, while it's true they are the World Footballing Governing Body, the confederation that control football in the world, but equally we got our own confederation that we handle as a continent. When Europe is playing, Infantino, the rest of the people goes there. It becomes a very nice ceremony. So the way we present ourselves, they also make us to be useless to the people. I'm sorry for that expression, because one of the things that will happen is that it might even create a deeper tension from here. It will make the football game, when it comes to football, obviously in Africa, West Africa, dominate the game. We got most of the top players and we got they are from They are from West Africa. So geographically, that could be one, like the big brother said, because I don't see any sense why somebody will go to win after 3 months. You say no, they didn't. I mean, right there, if they wanted to cheat, you are cheated Senegal. Make sure get 1-2 penalty. They beat Senegal. That's obvious in football. But after someone win game award a trophy after a few months, and then you want to withdraw the trophy, it don't make sense. I think if I stand to be corrected, that probably will be the first time, in such a competition for the record. I don't know what sense that will make. It don't even give a good picture out there to other footballing body around the world. What they are doing over there, it will create more tension between Senegal and Algeria and Morocco. So for me, in my mind, the only thing CAF were done was call Senegal. In fact, once they didn't get penalty, you remain there, institute a committee that will investigate such tournament, bring about new rules as we go. Because what they're doing, they will carry the prestige and the essence of Cup of Nations. They will carry it exactly. Because now many persons will even want to even send their good players on the tournament, because what's the essence? The men go to the tournament and you don't know what will happen if probably they win trophy. That's the first time, because Cup of Nations, the momentum, you know that Cup of Nations used to be played, I think 2 years. Now they reduce it now, because most time when they play in the 2 years, they go to World Cup. Sometimes the very year of the World Cup, battle the team. Now they are reducing now to the 2 years where everyone can get prepared to go to the World Cup. So the former president, we have put it right. There was no reason why they would do that. The referee at that day made a decision, and he was given the authority to ref the game. So that tells us that we have 2 referees now in CAF. When the ref on the field made a decision, then the CAF too tend to VAR to review the decision of the ref. But all I can say, it don't send a good image out there. It has lost the decision we made the footballing the governing body of football from Africa very cheap, useless, and in all fairness, they won't even respect us. That's what I can say. Because that
Thank you.
is very, very, very much challenged.
Thank you very much. I think on the other hand too, FIFA they play their role, because every other team is given that right to protest, and when you protest, they look into your protest and they believe that there were some representation of foul play. They will take a decision. But I think with every rules there is an exception. At this point where you've already confirmed someone the winner, has taken like almost 2 months, and you coming back again to take the trophy from them. It could have been maybe in a group stage you take that decision, that would be better. But the point where they are finished winning the trophy already, and then you try to take the trophy back from them, that is uncalled for. There should have been some kind of remedy instead of that kind of decision. It is the law that is on the book. In every other game, after the game, that's the time you file in protest, even though the ref is the decision maker for that moment. But if a team feel dissatisfied, it's like you're carrying a complaint now to the higher level, which Morocco did. But my only issue with where FIFA now is that at this point in time, it doesn't show that kind of sportsmanship anymore. The best decision would have been at least find a team, let them pay some money. But I think they play their role, but they should have had some kind of, some kind of remedy to that instead of taking that decision. And if that law is there, like they quoted yesterday in their statement, they should try their best to at least amend it, because you can't do that to other people. And the president of Senegal, he casually posted today, people interpreting it, the man just posting, you already, I can take it. Yeah, it's right in my office, sitting right at my back. But I don't think that was a good decision, even though that is the law. But I think there should have been some kind of remedy or another step taken instead of that decision. Now, I want to say thank you to all of you for following tonight. It's been a wonderful show. See you in 2 minutes. Give us a parting comment. After you, we go to Sam. Sam Nasiawite will take us home.
Great. Again, it's been a wonderful show as always. Thanks to our followers. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Thanks to Sam for always energizing the conversation with a controversial view and the message. So, but again, it has been a wonderful show. Thanks to you. Thanks to everyone, Sam, Sewity, our followers, for always being here. It takes a lot to come on here every day. I have to give it out to all of us for coming here every night and consistently keeping our show going and staying in touch with our viewers and followers. So I want to say thanks to all of them. Big shout out to all our journalists in Liberia. Sam Bole, Lofa, Genesis Bemin, Takpo, the manager, AB, Paul, who has Matthew, Rosalind. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I want to say thanks to Jerry. Thanks to all of you for keeping the platform alive and keeping our people informed. For BKS, we are here to stay. We are here to grow. We are here to do the people's work. So, great thing. My last thing I'll say, I know Cyrus and I will disagree with this one. I'm still questioning the reason why the IG went to the border today. It almost like the lawmakers didn't say they're going there today going to the border because nothing really much he wanted to do there today. He went across to talk to the people. The security, the security protection he had, or even more than people that are going to war. I feel that his going there was more of a showmanship. I think there was no need for him to go there. The diplomatic work is already in the pipeline. If you want to calm the people there down and erase or ease their fear, that should be done through like the superintendent and other local leaders there, elders there going across to negotiate because they speak the same dialect and stuff. Instead of getting the IG from Monrovia with a huge security entourage going there today, I don't think it was necessary. But overall, I think the tension is there. It will go down. It will continue to go down. Diplomatic work will be continuing, and we hope that we get back to normal. So I'll stop there and say thanks to everyone. My better song is Mr. 1% UP man 70. You make it fire from fire in the comment section now from there. So I'll stop there, Gina.
Thank you, CEO. Mr. 1% as my better song will call you. Let's hear you, Chief.
Well, thank you, General. Thank you, CEO. Dr. Sewity. Thank you so much for.
That's my title going around.
Thank you for being here always. It's good. It's a good thing to be here. We take time of our busy schedule to stay here and chit chat with our people. That's a good thing. Today, I just want to speak to the Liberian people quickly here. They shouldn't be discouraged because the fuel problem is everywhere. So amazingly, this morning I was watching YouTube, and I usually watch YouTube videos and stuff. I saw the people of Singapore, the citizens standing in line in a long queue, as Liberian and European would call it. In American language, we say line, in a long line for fuel. So I think that the fuel problem is not only limited to Liberia, but I think it's across the world. It's saddening that we are seeing what we're seeing, and this is going to go in a long way, though. The way I'm seeing fuel refinery just burn and bound everywhere and over there, it's going to be tough. So Liberia, you should prepare yourself for it, because I know everything to you guys are politics. this thing will play on us. Joseph Baker will Joseph Baker not making few at this point though. So you guys need to understand that. So when it comes to the CAF decision, and again, I say to us as African, we see ourselves inferior to the white man. They are superior. This is not, there's no doubt about it. It's always the case, even in politics, elections, you will see these things. People from the Western world will say this, they dictate to the African leaders, and they succumb because we are not together. We are being divided by the colonial power. The border, look at craziness happening in our country and Guinea. Seeing people, they're talking about border tension. What is there to even talk about? Because we are not recognizing ourselves. The continent is still in the darkness. It's a dark Africa. The dark crowd is still over us. And we might not get there with you guys, but we don't know when Africa will rise. The question still remains. Dark continents of Africa. When it comes to Uninco trade to Africa, I want to tell the representative of, I think the president went, thank you for all you do for our country. Let's think about people and do what we can do for them. When it comes to jobs, there are little jobs in Liberia, but our people believe in fast money. They believe in pimping. You rap pimping all day, all year round, because you don't want to wait for a month to get money. And listen, all these things have effects. At the end of the day, you ride motorbike through all your from 20 to 50, maybe it's not a good sign. There's something else we can do. You can ride motorbike for maybe 2-3 months, a year, and save some money and do something different. I'm not against you riding motorbike, but it's not a career. You can do business. You can do other stuff once you invest into. But you pimping riders in Liberia, they got 4 or 5 girlfriends. How are you going to even maintain your own motorbike money? So it's crazy. Our young girls, there are a lot of small job that you can do. Sleeping with 4, 5, 7 men a day will not help you. Do something better with your life and be productive in society. Don't go apart, time will come and you will not see them around. They use you, they leave you, don't you? I always told my daughter that. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's great to be here. And those of you who are listening to me from the radio land and from the motherland, I always bring you a message that you will remember. Liberia will rise. I might not be there with you, but I know one day we'll be a better country if we focus on what we want to do. I want to say thank you to all of you for listening tonight. We look forward to that day that Liberia will stand and say, yes, there are a bunch of jobs now. There's no worker. We look forward to that day that our people will not live in poverty. We thank you. God bless you, and God bless our state. Thanks.
Thank you. God bless our state. Yeah.
The man got something up his sleeve. We gotta keep an eye on this man. The man speaking of Martin Luther King tonight.
Thank you. Sewete, take us home, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good show tonight, and like the CEO put it, to take your time every day being here. I mean, it's a tough one. So the show was awesome, and I mean, Liberia as a country, all we can say the issue of job we were discussing is our government should put in time. The private sector should boost the private sector. That's where job is. And I listened to my big brother making some statement about riding motorbike. That's another means too, though. But it's not a career like you put it. So everyone are fighting hard to see where they can lay their hands to get ends meet. But on the overall, I think the police, I don't want to disagree with CEO, but I just want to lay my thought on it too. But what is happening over there, it requires the presence of security and to restore the hope of our people. And the police, the first line of contact with our citizens are the police. So I think his going was good. The only thing I had problem with is the too much of armed men surrounding him as if I didn't understand that. But security too, once they got gone, they had to show it. For long, I was saying this funny
one of them making coin TikTok police.
Yeah, so I think our presence too is okay because that's the first line, of the community. So their presence, I think the deputy police director being in Lofa since the incident, I think after 1 or 2 days of the incident, he been there, and then the immigration patrol, something like that, the guys too being there. So I think his being there too is some kind of a restoring hope to our people, also having conversation with the people on ground. The only thing is sometimes when they are going, they too much of armed men security. Our police will guard police with that kind of huge arm like that. So, but I don't know the security. Maybe the law enforcer will tell us. The law enforcement expert here will tell us. But on the overall, I think our security, they are trying their best. They are doing well because I listen to them. They keep, talking to the community to remain calm. I know how people feel. And I listened to one of the ladies today when she spoke of most of the activities now are being put to hold. Even right now, the border is being temporarily closed, and that also affecting the economic movement, as well, because the border town there is where most often the guys converge to do business. And even the Guinea soldier or army will cross, come to that place, get food, eat, go back. But since the incident, they are not coming anymore. So we urge our people to remain calm, and the police, not police, but the security apparatus too to also remain on the top of the game, because what we are saying, we keep saying, let's be patient, That's the best way, but we also need to be on top of our game. So, the show was good. What I can say about the CAF, the African Cup of Nations issue is I'm just shocked about what I saw in the news. So, it's just what it is. But at the end of the day, I know Senegal might not even get a trophy. I don't know, they will produce new trophy and Gary, or what they will do, or they will maybe in a showroom they will wear we'll get 2 champions in Africa. That's what I know. But for Senegal to disband and say of that trophy, I don't see it soon. So that decision, I feel that is counterproductive to the essence of having Cup of Nations. It don't even make sense to me. Because you can't have 2 winners at the same time. If you wanted to make that decision, it was very easy to make that decision. after someone won trophy, you want to go get it all from them. It don't make sense. The same way you see the Europeans will go and produce Golan technology, produce VAR, go and produce yours. So and come out with new rules in the game, but it don't bring any integrity to our game. It even kill the prestige and the essence of forming African Cup of Nations. Not many presidents will even create interest in playing our game anymore. That's what I can say. Thank you, CEO.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good night, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Sam. And
We
thank
are
you,
leaving together, Sam. You're not leaving on here.
But you didn't talk to the best one way people today?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The man forgot about the Green City.
Oh.
The man change your mind. The man go national. The man not going local again, go national.
No.
So, thank you guys for being here tonight. It's been a wonderful show. One of our panelists will be having a program tomorrow in Tapeta, Chris Silly. Is it called the Career Day program? They'll be having it tomorrow in Tapeta. But one of the thing that I'm still judging on here is that Unico, that Chris love and cherish so much, is also having a groundbreaking ceremony tomorrow in Tapeta. So it's going to be a huge celebration from Chris program to Unico program. Our journalists are already on the scene, and they have been covering the both program of late. So we will be here tomorrow.
Tapeta will be outside tomorrow. History is about to be recorded in Tapeta. Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to be here tomorrow and we'll be discussing another edition on the Heat Tower. We'll bring you another fascinating show tomorrow. Stay safe, take care, live the life you love the life you live. Have a pleasant good night from my end.
Chris Lee.
Good night, guys.